What's up, people? It's gonna be episode 57, Sunday Night Wind Down. We're gonna start in a couple minutes. I gotta share the link and all that. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. And lately, we haven't been getting, we've been having a certain amount of people on that haven't been liking the video. Could y'all just please hit the thumbs up, like push the like button? It's real easy. The thumbs up that's like right there at the bottom of the video. Just push the like button, people. But what's up? How's everybody doing? As people come on, say something in the comments, say something in the chat box. Let me know that you're here so we can acknowledge you. And this is going to be episode 57. What's up, Angela? I see you. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hello, everybody. T, you got the tag. You doing
Yeah,
the tag now?
I gotta tag everybody. Give me a second.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Just to reiterate what T said, yeah, those lights count. So as you watch it, please, please, please give it a like because just as the views count, the lights count as well. I always go back and make sure that I have liked everything and encourage your friends to do the same and watch it over and over again because every view counts. We are growing. Last week was an explosive show. I had so much feedback on it that we're having part two this week with my nephew, Christopher, and he's bringing the point of does courtship still exist in a younger person's eye? Because obviously, hello, ladies, Karen D know nothing about the dating world today, okay? So we're gonna bring my nephew in, and he's gonna give us his point of view on exactly what dating is because I am in school. That's what I'm gonna say. And right now, as y'all can see, Sunday Night Wind Down is being displayed by me. So don't forget about the Christmas drawing that's gonna be going on. If you haven't snagged up your ticket yet, $25. Get in there. Neil will let you know all of the prizes that are up for grabs. We are gonna have three winners. Hello, Diana. Hello, Sanya Lane.
What's
Lady
up?
KC, Tara, what's up? My bestie Ebony, hello. Angelia, hello. Hello, ladies, welcome. And please share as you come in. And please, again, give us a like and put up those heart signs. Keep those hearts to going up. As those hearts go up, then that's going to bring more attention. Red hearts bringing attention.
What's up, cuz?
Hey, Janine.
What's up, people? How's everybody doing? How y'all doing in the comments? How y'all doing in the comments?
Lady
No.
KC has sounded off with, I don't care how old you are, courtship is sweet.
What's up, Shalimar?
We'll be bringing that up. It's going to come up.
Y'all trying to start some shit already? I ain't even.
No, not yet. No, we cannot start crap
I ain't,
until the
I ain't,
affirmation.
I ain't even start drinking my tea yet.
Me either, T. I got to get some more in me.
Yeah.
This is some detoxing, y'all. This is
Katie,
detox.
Katie, you got the information ready?
I do. As I said, this is detox, what goes right in the line of what I am about to say. It is necessary to detox the body when toxins get into your body. You eat junk food, you have to detox at a certain point because those toxins will cause your body to become sick. The same goes as the toxins of negative energy. You have to detox your body and cleanse your energy field sometime in order to grow and shine brighter. So just as you detox your body from junk foods, you have to detox your body from junk energy. And sometimes that means that you got to take that sword out and cut certain people and things and activities out. But if that's what's going to bring you peace, then that's what you have to do and clean yourself out.
Okay, Katie, I got a couple of announcements to make real quick before I get into the icebreaker. As y'all know, the Christmas raffle is going on right now. So if you haven't got your raffle ticket, please do so. It's $25. I'm gonna post the Cash App, and I'm gonna close the raffle tickets until Wednesday will be the last day for anybody to get raffle tickets. So if you want a raffle ticket, they're $25. The Cash App is down there. Make sure you get your raffle ticket. On next week's show, we're gonna do all the prizes and everything. So get your raffle tickets, $25. That's the Cash App. And what else do we have? Let me see. Oh, we have a special announcement. Since next week is our Christmas show, somebody has called out the champ. So since next week is our Christmas show, somebody has called out the champ. Live on the Sunday Night Wandale. We're gonna go back to Facebook for just one night only. We can't hear you now. For just one night only, we're gonna go back to Facebook next Sunday as we're doing the grand prize winning raffle tickets. We're gonna have a live versus battle between the two-time champ, Big Nell down there, and the authoress of them all, Kenya Graves, are gonna do an R&B battle on next Sunday night show. We're going to do a versus battle, R&B battle next week on the show for our Christmas show before Christmas. So y'all definitely don't want to miss that. That's going to be one of those ones. Everybody get ready.
It's going to be the battle of the sexes. You dig?
It's going down.
We're going to end the year 2021 battle of the sexes in grand style. I got a big challenger, and we're gonna bring something special to y'all.
Somebody tag Kenya and get her up in here in these comments because I need to see
it. It's gonna be amazing.
Hey Angela, tag Kenya and get her up in these comments.
Amazing.
We got to make sure she's ready. What's up, people? Somebody tag Kenya and get her up in here. Also, okay, so on that note, the icebreaker for this week is going to be, if you only could take one album with you, you only had one album that you could listen to, what's that album?
For the rest of my life?
Yeah, for the rest of your life, you only can have one album. What's that album? So that's the icebreaker for this week. One album. What's that one album?
That's crazy.
What's that one album, or what's your favorite album to listen to?
I know exactly what mine is. I just have to look up the proper title of. I knew exactly.
How is it your favorite, but you don't know the title? Like, come on.
I know the song, but I don't know the title of the entire album. I just want to make sure.
I'm gonna go just like this. $MA my boy Mace, Harlem World to be exact. When I was coming up in the early '90s, well, the late '90s, 2000s when Mace was popping, you couldn't tell me I wasn't him.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like my dad even called me Mace to this day. Like you couldn't tell me that I wasn't Mr. Harlem World himself. So that's the album I'm taking with me.
Let us know in the comments, people. What's the one album that you would take with you, or what's your favorite album of all time? Shalimar said "Best of Both Worlds" Part 1. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. That's a good choice.
I'm sure all of this came from one.
You know, I gotta stay on the Bad Boy Family tree. So
let's take it there.
I'm gonna go the Notorious Big, Ready to Die.
You got to. Classic.
You already know. I'm gonna go.
It's two discs of a straight heat. Like,
right.
You can't go wrong with anything in the Bad Boy catalog. You can't really go wrong with Biggie, Mace, Puff, The Locks.
Yeah.
Total 112. Like, it was just so many crazy albums. I will say this. If you said, yo, you only can take two albums, one has to be rap, the other one has to be R&B, then we gotta then we got a complex situation because I don't know what R&B album I would take.
You don't know what R&B album? Come on, man. You don't know what
So
R&B
many, bro. It's so many in my head. Like the first thing that come to mind when it come to mind is Usher's Confessions. Like that's one that come to mind. But then I would say I don't know. But
No,
then I can't really. But if I say what I'm going to say, then I could be giving my opponent next week a major advantage. So I'm gonna keep that to myself.
I can dig it. I can dig it. If
Well,
go ahead,
okay,
Katie.
I know which one I want.
All right, Katie, go ahead.
I don't know which album it came from, but it's a Michael Jackson. And it's from the album, the song "You Are Not Alone."
Okay.
Which one was that?
I don't know which album that is.
His story.
Yeah, that's later on. That's later on down the
line. That was later on. That was on His Story. I'm a big Michael Jackson.
Okay, well that entire album during that time, every last one of those songs, I mean, I listened to them daily. Yeah, as soon as you said it, I knew that was the one. If I had to live with one, that would be him, because it's so motivating.
If we gonna go R&B now, I gotta I don't care. I gotta just say Free Kells, and I gotta go 12 play.
Free Kells, 12 playing it.
12 play. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a major album right there.
It is what it is, man. And
yeah, that's amazing.
And you know the song that is forgotten on that album is Sadie.
Which one?
It's Sadie about his mom.
Yeah, that's a classic right there. People sleep on Kells now that he's going through his legal troubles, but the music that he got is incredible.
No, they ain't sleeping. They just trying to be quiet. But
I be seeing people be throwing stuff in the trash like he peed on them. Like, but to each his own.
Right. So
let's go to the comments and read some of these comments that these people throwing out there. They throwing out some heavy albums.
All right, what's up?
So let's pray. Let's put Kenya in our prayers, as Angela said. Kenya can't get on right now. She's dealing with a family emergency. So, as she deal with that family emergency, our prayers go out to her and her family, and making sure that everything is okay. Before we go to the comments, I want to say my heartfelt prayers go out to everybody in the Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama area. If you was affected by those storms, if you have family members that wasn't affected by them storms or friends, our hearts go out to you. Yeah, that's a tragic situation, that happened down there with those tornadoes. And it's funny because, not funny, but it was felt all the way up here. Like we've had that bad weather up here in Philadelphia the other night. So, our prayers go out to everybody.
Last night, it felt like my whole undercarriage was about to shift to the other side of the street.
I was driving and coming home from work what was that, Thursday night?
Yeah.
Friday night, something like that, Thursday, Friday night. Like, I felt like my car was about to blow off the road, bro. I felt real nervous. I was like, is this the end?
Yeah, we got
prayers to everybody out there going through that.
Yeah, everybody be careful.
But, welcome to Lady KC said, welcome to Coolville.
What's that?
Who's welcome to Coolville? Who's that?
Yeah, what's that?
That is her new YouTube channel that she's gonna have. A talk show, I believe. It's called Coolsville for Cougarsville, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
It's for Cougar?
I guess so.
Oh shit.
What's she gonna be giving them tips and advice on how to
have to invite her on here so she can tell us what it's about.
I would love to hear that.
I cannot fairly tell you about it.
So
we will have to invite her on, and she can tell us all about it. Karen, you want to come on and tell us about it? Maybe that can go in lines with dating. The second part of what we're speaking on, because these cougars need to know what they're dealing with them little cats.
Oh, stop it. Ebony threw a classic out there. So you see that? I ain't the biggest Tupac fan, but she said "Me Against the World," Tupac.
I love it, Eb. I saw that. I love it.
If I go Tupac, I gotta go to double album. I gotta go All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me.
Or
you know that gets no airplay in this faction over here.
Y'all know, Lil Joe met him and talked with him one time. But she didn't really know him as Tupac. She knew him as that character. He came into a store where she worked, and she was actually talking junk with him and jiving and going on. She was just being herself with him. But she said he was real cool people.
Yeah, I'm not a big Tupac fan.
Share My World. Yo, Share My World. Hey, Shalimar, Share My World. I used to play that when I was in college. I used to play that every morning when I took a shower. Mary J. Blige,
Yo,
Share My World.
I think that might be one of my top 10 albums of all time. Share My World.
Facts.
Like
Yeah,
Mary
it's like
killed that on it. Mary killed that on it.
Everybody loves My Life and What's the 401, but Share My World was my shit.
She had the Queen Bee on there killing it. The first single of that album was a monster. The Lil Kim on it.
Share My World was my shit. Patricia, but you gotta give us an Isley Brothers album. Patricia, what's up?
Ronnie Love said the Temptations Gold.
Okay, I'm not mad. I'm definitely.
I ain't mad at the Temps.
You can't cheat like that, Tara. Tara gonna say the Bad Boy Anniversary album. That's cheating, Tara.
How is that cheating?
She want all that hits.
Album. You can't pick a compilation. That's a compilation of all the hits.
You said get her all the hits.
Right. You gotta pick an album.
Hey Karen, question for you. What's your favorite rap album?
Oh my god.
What's your favorite rap song? Let's start you off slow. What's your favorite rap song?
Yo, first of all, Nell, you gotta realize that Karen be on the low listening to a lot of Big Dick Energy. Big Dick Energy is like one of her favorite songs right now.
Yeah.
You a big Lotto fan? The Lotto sauce? You got that special Lotto sauce going on over there?
Every morning and work out to it every morning.
It's called
it is in my mix. It's 11-minute version, and I use that because it has Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. It have all of those girls that I listen to. I listen to them.
Right.
Wow, I would never had a guess.
Really?
So Big Lotto. Your favorite song right now is Big Dick Energy by Big Lotto?
Yeah, no.
See, how did you know that?
I pay attention. I keep telling you. I'm not like y'all. I pay attention to everything. I'm not like y'all. I pay attention.
Damn, that's crazy. So you be on here pump faking that, acting like you don't be knowing what the 411 is, huh?
Right.
You find out. Let me find out.
No. I didn't say I didn't know. Y'all just assume I don't know.
Look, no. On that note, I need everybody, if y'all didn't see, I mean, I don't know if the ladies wanted to see it, but Nicki Minaj's birthday pictures on her Instagram were amazing. So I don't know if everybody's seen that, but Nicki Minaj posted some birthday pictures the other day on her Instagram, and they were amazing. So shout out to Nicki Minaj, because I still love her.
All right, hold up. See. So since we're on entertainment right now, right? I need you to dive in deep on this session with you know what I mean, that you watched the other night, right? Sex in the City. Tell us about that. Like, tell us how much of a fan you are of the Sex in the City situation. Like, I don't think the people know.
First of all, people, if y'all ever watched The Wire, you should have been watching Sex in the City, because The Wire and Sex in the City goes almost hand in hand. They both used to come on Sunday nights, and it was like a back-to-back thing at one point. So Sex in the City is about the 4 ladies in New York who they were single, trying to find a man, whatever. It's like a single woman's gathering, and they just showing you know, the things that they go through. But now Sex in the City, after all these years, has finally come back. No, I just got finished watching it earlier. I'm still emotionally distraught because these first 2 episodes are like tear jerkers. KD, you got to tap into your feelings. That's why, KD, you don't have no feelings, KD. That's why you don't have no feelings.
Not you, T.
Listen, spoiler alert, you know, Carrie's husband died. So it's a big thing. And his name was Mr. Big. And Mr. Big was sort of like reminding me of myself, because I was like Mr. Big during that time. And Mr. Big's whole thing was that, you know, when they first started dating, he wasn't, you know, he had commitment issues. and all these things. He wasn't tied into his emotions. And then after all these seasons, they finally got married, and they're now we're at this big, blissful, happy space. And then he just died on like the first episode. Them
Did you
coming
cry
back.
too?
I didn't cry, but it was touching. I didn't cry, but it was a toucher. I didn't cry, but it was a
Okay,
toucher.
I never would have thought you would get into something like that.
KD, I love women. What do you mean? I'm not going to keep.
I can't hold him. Something that got my attention right now, that got my attention heavy, other than football, is the series Harlem that's on Netflix. What's that, on Netflix or Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
Amazon. Like that series right there, ladies. If y'all haven't seen it, if y'all not watching it, please tap in. It's about these 4 black women, and they escapades in and around town, and what they do as far as guys and girls, relationships, love, friendship. If you haven't seen Harlem, go check it out. Is a definite.
Hold on, KD. So you've never seen Sex in the City?
Yeah, I mean, I glanced at it a time or two, maybe when it came up. Guys, how many times I have to tell y'all I don't watch TV? When I did watch TV, and when I do, it's all comedy. If it's not a comedy,
KD, there's a difference from watching TV and watching staples. This is a staple. Like in the Sex and the City movies are staples. Jennifer Hudson.
I honestly thought KD was watching stuff like that just to stay up, just in case you got a casting call for one of these shows. You kind of know what the lines be looking like.
Now Sisters and stuff like that. Lil Joe got me to watch it. Well, actually, no, I got her to watching Sisters. I watch Sisters. I keep watching Bruh for some reason. Oh, Queen. Oh my Lord.
Hold on, KD. Hold on, KD. I got a question. Are you TV racist? Like, are you like? Are you?
No, I'm not.
No,
I am not. Like I say, anything comedy. Like I had the opportunity to work with one of the guys who I so admire in the comedy world, Adam Devine. I am not. It's just that I like comedies I have a short attention span, guys, when it comes to.
I'm gonna need y'all to tap into your emotions, man. We talked about this earlier
public service announcement.
Y'all tap into your emotions.
I am not a fan of those Tyler Perry movies, like series. I can't stand Girlfriends.
No, the have and the have-nots. That's the worst.
I hate the have and have-nots.
Well, it's over with now, so you
it's
don't
the
have to
worst
worry about
show
that.
I ever seen in life. That's the worst.
I will totally agree with that.
But let me tell y'all this. This is one that y'all need to tap into. It's a spinoff from Sisters. It's called Zatima. And it is about the 2 characters that got together as a love couple on there. He started out with one girl loving her, but then he brought Fatima in, and he and Fatima are truly in love. Zach was busted broke. They used to talk about him, but now Zach hit the Wall Street, the money market or something. He's now a millionaire and flexing, and he and Fatima fell in love. So now it's a spinoff with them, and I'm telling y'all, this show is gonna be the bomb.
KD,
I just don't appreciate the way they shot. It gives low budget to me. But I guess that's what he's going for.
So fast, he's
KD.
shooting so many and so fast.
KD, I love comedies as well, but I'm a hopeless romantic at heart. I don't know how you don't understand that. I'm a hopeless romantic.
I've never seen you as that, T.
I'm a hopeless romantic at heart. I love love stories. I love any kind of romantic comedies. Romantic comedies is my favorite genre. Romantic comedies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to second that. Like the movies that you would think I would go see, I wouldn't. I'm more or less the touchy feely type of movies, the ones that spark emotions inside of you. I like them type movies. The action movies, they cool, they solid. Some of the comedies, they cool and solid. But for me, I like the more introspective type of films, like or make you think, but also touch an emotional side.
I need some substance or some intelligence, some film. I need something. That's gonna make
Audience, tell us what movies y'all like to watch, because I just had this type of conversation the other day with my sister. The type of stuff that she watched, I do not watch it. I stay away from it. So I guess we pretty much watch what we feel on the inside of us, or desire to feel on the inside of us.
One of my favorite movies of all time, and you wouldn't even expect this, is A Devil Wears Prada. Like, I love that movie.
Right.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Probably one or two for me. A Devil Wears Prada is up there. One, it just shows the ins and outs of fashion. Love fashion. It shows the ins and outs of, the competitiveness of getting to the tops, your dreams. But that movie does something for me. This movie that we talked about.
Is that a book?
It was.
Yeah. I thought so.
It was. Also, we talked about this movie last week. If you remember, in our entertainment section, we talked about The House of Gucci. I seen that. Love that movie. I love that movie. Lady Gaga put on an amazing performance. If you haven't seen it, Jared Leto as well put on an amazing performance as well. That movie it's one of those movies that deal on so many different things: love, fashion, betrayal, greed, loyalty. It just has so much in it, and it's one of those movies for me. That's another one that's an instant favorite of mine. And it's just movies like that are in my top favorite. Like a lot of these action movies that you see, like a lot of people like, I like the Lord of the Rings, or I'm an Avengers fan.
Yeah.
Give me them heart wrenching, gut cut movies, and I'm like, you got my attention.
Right. You guys have really surprised me tonight with this.
Right. I'm Love Jones, stuff like that. Like Love Jones, Brown Sugar. I like those kind of movies. Like The Best Man. Like these are I like those kinds of movies.
And see, this goes in line too with music. Like, I don't listen to love songs. It's gotta be upbeat. It's gotta be upbeat.
Bye, Katie. I put Katie on mute, y'all. Bye, Katie. This is what I'm talking about. Like,
so what you gonna do? What you gonna do next week when we having this battle? Like this, Kenya just walked into the room, so we gotta speak on this battle. What you gonna do next week when we playing all these love songs? What you gonna be doing?
I just be
emotionalist
listening.
Wow. Wow.
Like, no, that'd be one of my things. Like, when if you like in the car with a girl or whatever, and like I want to listen to rap with you. Like I'm trying to set the mood. I'm trying to set the mood. I'm trying to put some R&B.
Now that's different. If I am in that atmosphere, then that's a totally different thing. But when I'm in my own zone, that's what I'm saying.
But that's what I mean. We have to manifest it. You got to manifest it, KD. You got to manifest it.
Like heavy on my playlist right now. Heavy on my playlist right now. Sad to say, is Summer Walker. Like I'm banging Summer Walker's album. Like if you know anything about Summer Walker,
all I listen to is her. I listen to her like every day, all day.
Who is that?
Gotta catch up.
What? Her? You don't know who her is?
Yes.
Oh, her. Oh yeah. I listen to her. I do.
Her is incredible. Like ladies is killing it right now when it comes to R&B music. Her, Jasmine Sullivan, Summer Walker. You got SZA. You got a lot of chicks out here that's controlling this music game. City Girls, can't forget them, even though they're in a different genre, hip hop. But Big Lotto, people like that. It's the ladies is out here running shit.
Now, I will say this, guys. I'm not totally against the music. If something come on and capture my attention, I do listen. Because on my Pandora, I do have Queen Naja. I love Ella Mai. Right. I do listen to some. It's just that it's not my go-to music.
What's your go-to? Ratchet? Twerking, booty shaking?
Yeah, she's trying to knock somebody's head off early in the morning.
My go-to.
Oh, she with the Nardo Wick vibes, huh?
Yeah, she's choosing
that, huh?
My go-to, like I say, Nikki, and I go a little hard sometimes.
Y'all out here choosing violence every day.
Choosing violence. I will say this: The Academy has got it wrong. Y'all are not putting no respect on Jasmine Sullivan's name. Her album is
Oh, I love
incredible.
Jasmine.
For
I love
Jasmine not to be nominated for Album of the Year is a disgrace. For Jasmine not to be nominated for Song of the Year is a disgrace. For this woman to only be categorized in the female R&B album category is a disgrace. Her music crosses all different platforms and genres. Like that woman needs her respect.
No,
She can blow. She's up there with the Adeles of the world to me.
no, what's
She
Kenya
can,
talking about?
let's see what Kenya talking about. Oh no. Which one? We want to go to the sad or we want to go to the glad?
We going to the last one. Then we're gonna work
All
out.
right, my new song is None, but a light flex.
I don't know what that is, Kenya. What's that, Kenya? I don't know what that is. But Kenya's popped in the comments, y'all. So Kenya, I was asking everybody to see if you was ready next week for y'all battle, since you wanted to call out two-time champ, so we could see what's going on. But Kenya does need y'all prayers, everybody. What was she saying now?
praying for you, Kenya girl.
Yeah, definitely praying for Kenya.
Yeah. And
our
while
heart
we're on
hurts.
that, y'all, I know he's not on here, but I got news yesterday. A great friend of mine passed away.
I like Chloe. Karen.
Yeah. So Matt Reeves and family, y'all are in our prayers. Sheila was a close friend of mine. She and Matt both. In fact, last time I spoke to Sheila, I was supposed to get another book to her. And the last time I spoke to her, she said, Karen, I understand you're busy. She said, just when you come to Augusta, let me know, bring it through. I used to go through and see both she and Matt. But she perished. She had lupus and they both had COVID, and it was a little bit too strong for Sheila. They had been together since high school. So this is touching Matt very, very hard. They've been together since high school and they were in their 50s. And Sheila is all he knew. Matt is all she knew. So they have grown kids and they have grandkids, but please, please keep Matt Reeves in your prayers and uplift it for strength.
Definitely prayers up for them.
Definitely prayers. Before we get out of here with this music, how are y'all feeling about the reunion? 2022, 2021, 2022 like is going to be the year of these mega groups that we grew up on, that we so much love, getting back together. You got New Edition coming back together in 2021, 2022. You got Jodeci announcing that they're back together and going on a reunion tour. How y'all feeling about these big groups that gave us so many timeless hits coming back together to give us even more music and also more timeless energy on stage?
Look, Kenya, we're gonna need you to chop that list down to 20 songs. It's a 20-song list. Kenya, she talking about she got 40 songs. But
she
right. But before we get into that, before we get into all that, I want to say, a special shout out to Alicia Keys, because her Drinks Champs interview was everything.
That's my girl right there now.
And even
That's
still,
my girl.
She said she would take the smoke with Beyonce or Rihanna in the verses. And I applaud that, because a lot of people would be like, no, I'm not touching either one of those. But she was like, I'll take the smoke with whoever.
Alicia's not afraid. Why should she be? She have no reason to fear any of them.
Right. Everybody ain't going to say that. Everybody ain't going to say that publicly, though, K-Day.
But they don't need to say it for her to feel it. That's all that is. I love that girl. She is my main go-to girl. Girl on fire. Boom.
She said it. I'm not mad at you. KD, can you introduce our guest, please?
Sure. My pleasure. Our guest tonight, y'all, comes in because last week, because of you great ladies on here, and please share this, begin to share right now. And if you have not liked the video, go on and start liking. We need to get the lights up, throw up those red hearts. But tonight we are going to bring a different opinion in by a younger man. And that young man is my nephew, Christopher Mutimer, who I am so proud of. But Christopher is a very mature young man. Hey, Chris. And I have
Hey,
seen
how you
his
guys doing?
interaction with females, and I see his interaction with his mother as well as his auntie. I mean, when I tell you he is the epitome of what a gentleman is today, Christopher Mutimer, meet Sunday Night Wine Down T, Sunday Night Wine Down Nail, and meet the audience. Audience, this is Chris Mutimer.
Welcome,
Thank you,
welcome.
thank you,
So
thank you guys for having me on my show, on you guys' show. It's a pleasure to be here. This is like my first interview, or like for a long time to be on a podcast, in like maybe a year or two. It's been a long time.
all right, so can you give us a brief, description of who you are, where you from, what you doing now, how did you get there, what's up with you? Who is Chris, basically? Who is Chris?
Who is Chris? Well, I wouldn't be who I am without my mother, Miss Lawanda Neal, and a lot of things that has happened to me is because she made sure I stayed strong. And of course, my beautiful auntie, who is on the podcast with you guys, and they helped direct me to be a better individual as opposed to being a man. And growing up as like the oldest sibling, I have four siblings now, and I always wanted to be that role model, but I always had a chip on my shoulder. So my main goal was to do something that nobody couldn't think I couldn't do. So these last growing up, I grew up in Decatur, and then my parents split, and then we moved to Thompson, where I met my future auntie, who is a part of you guys' podcast, and moved back here to Atlanta, and then I finished out my last 15, 16 years here currently living in Atlanta. And now I am an actor. I'm done with school, thank God. Graduated last Saturday, and then also I have my
Congratulations.
goals. Thank you. I have my goals focused on not just acting, but I want to create a foundation that focuses so sorely on mental health with men. And it's big now. It's bigger to me now because it's so much going on in not just this country, but like around the world. There's so many men that really doesn't have don't have the time to really have somebody to help them understand what they need to do mentally inside. Physically, that can be worked on at any given point, but mentally, you need to start early. And that's what I really have to say pretty much about me.
Questions, people, questions. Who got questions?
No, first off, congratulations on
Thank
graduating
you. Thank you.
and also
That's
taking up
right.
such a big to do
Bro,
with mental health and men.
right.
It's really been important to me. I would say, literally before the pandemic started, I remember taking this philosophy class, and I hated I haven't seen the professor since. But this Professor Yank, he helped me find ways to identify myself mentally. And during that time, during the pandemic, I just sat down and just took everything he taught me, or either read, and always started to write about things that connected with me mentally and spiritually. And I guess because of that, I'm way better suited to handle anything now compared to me 5 to 10 years ago at any given point. So I always gotta thank him every time I see him.
Okay, before we get
Yeah.
into the shits, hold on, Katie. My back. Before we get into the shits, we would like to know what are your career, aspirations, and how are you moving towards to get that?
So as far as career aspiration goes, I'm acting. So I also have a big project I'm waiting on. So I'm currently waiting on that. And I recently filmed the day before graduation on another project that I was working on. So that will be dropping. I don't know when, but I couldn't tell y'all. But it's gonna be bigger than I think it's gonna be.
All right, Katie, it's on you.
I just wanted to, because he's so modest and he's just being Christopher. What we are so proud of, when Christopher graduated with his bachelor, he came out without a student loan because he worked and he paid for his education as he went along. He made the choice that he did not want to have a loan. His mom told him, "Don't worry about it. I got you. I will hold you down. You do what you need to do to better yourself." So we are super proud that he recognized that in order to advance, he needed to come out without having a student loan over his head. And he has that freedom that he can advance without having to have that stress of paying off a student loan. So he's a very smart young man.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
All right, Katie.
And also, I don't remember if y'all remember me telling you about my nephew who was doing the Uber Eats. So he's faced a lot of adversity while he's working. He does booting, he does valet. He did what he had to do to make it work, but he still went out there. He had a gun placed in his face when he delivered food to the man's neighbor and got accused of robbing the man's house. But that didn't stop him. He was just as calm when he came home. When he came home and told us, we were freaking out, but he was just as calm. And I know that it still had to mess with his mental, but he recognized that and know how to adjust that mental of the everyday world of what go on and continue to be strong like he is.
That's great.
What's
All
your
right.
degree in?
Ebony wanted to know that.
So my thanks for asking. So my degree is communications and media studies, but I wanted to concentrate more on the psychological standpoint because everyone now is reaching for the broadcast booth and trying to go for ESPN and TNT or Fox Sports, but I wanted to focus on something that's not really being touched on as much as it should because psychologically everybody's different, but mentally everybody doesn't seem to be mentally strong until like they get older. So I wanted to possibly create a way where they can prepare themselves at a young age, starting off between middle school and high school, because that's when every male or female goes through puberty. So they need to have a mental awareness of what is going on between their body and then also another person's body without overreacting.
Okay.
Very true. Now, Chris, do you think that a person's mental affect with the way you people date today, the younger people, which is what do you think the different mentality is the impact of the way today's dating seem to be?
It definitely does because a lot of people now, when it comes to dating in my age or my generation bracket, I noticed that money seems to be the high point, but they forget about how mentally they need to connect with that person, and they forget it. Money's gonna come and go, but getting another person won't. And understanding that person on a deeper level and being appreciative of who they are will overrule money at any given point. Money will come and go no matter what you do. Um, Work for it, steal for it, it doesn't matter. But regardless, it's about the mental connection, trying to understand a person and be appreciative to them and that genuineness, because every person is different. As now we see relationships like Cardi B and Offset or Moneybag Yo and his girl, or either even Will Smith and Jada Pinkett situation, even though it's not seems like seamlessly focused on money with Will Smith and Jada, but money seems to be always like a way for people to say we can come in and we gotta do something like this. Every person is different because they had to struggle just to get there and connect mentally to find a way to get to their highest point. And that's what I really have to say about that.
but they cannot get there, T and Nell, if they are dating multiple people. I mean, how can you have those same feelings for multiple people? Well, now,
Uh,
T, now I can understand your part too, T. I will say what you said made sense. You said for the moment you can, because I went back and watched the tape over and over again, and you were making some solid points on what you said.
I tried, KD.
Yeah, I got to commend you on that. You were hitting it right on it at the moment you can. But see, I know Chris, and I know he is just not the type to, date like that. He's even a mentor to female friends who they admire him. I mean, that graduation party, I was looking like, okay, which one is looking at my nephew, but yeah, they are his
Why? Let that man be.
no, not in that way. Not in that way at all. It was nice that they regard him and they respect him. Him and Quavon. I wish you had brought Quavon on. They respect them enough to value their opinion, but he's just, they were just friends, except for one. And we still watching that one. We hoping for her actually.
Hold on, what's going on? What's going on with that one? Hold on, what's going on with that one? What's going on with her? What's up?
Tied up.
She tied up?
No, she's a good classmate of mine. I tell you what's funny, and she tells the story every time when we met up the other day. She always said, "Chris, you didn't want to really be my friend at first." I'm like, "You right. I didn't know. I felt like you were a little bit annoying." But after I kind of got to know her and understand who she was, and just kind of talk to her, we kind of connected mentally. And even though she's got a boyfriend, I respect that and leave that right where it is because I don't want him to come over and then something bad happens. I don't. That ain't me. But like growing up in high school, like we were outnumbered by women, so we eventually had more female friends, regardless of male friends, because it was just so many women, and most of them, even today, I have way more female friends than I have male friends, which is crazy to me, still to this day.
Now we had a show on that a couple of weeks ago where we debated the ratio of having females have male friends, a lot more male friends than they have female friends. And do you think that um and this goes to our claim, KD, that a woman can have a man on the side and he just be a friend, but that man on the side is waiting for that opportunity. Prime example right there, where if she's with somebody right now, he knows that, Chris knows that, but he has aspirations. If something ever was to come about, he would be more than willing to pursue that.
Is that right, Chris?
I would say this. I would say this.
Disclaimer. That's a disclaimer.
I would say.
Go ahead, Chris.
No disclaimer, but I would say this though. I would say I will respect the relationship that you're in and never be the one to take you away from that relationship, or either be the one waiting, because in the end it seems like, oh, he was just waiting for it to happen to you. No, because every relationship for a person is different for another person. So, and I remember at one point in a relationship I was in, the girl I was dating, she was thinking a friend I was friends with was trying to take over for our relationship. But in essence, it was more so she was just concerned about me, and I was more so focused on the friendships that I have with other female friends. I'm not focused on the intimacy or none of that. That's nothing I'm not going to do if I'm in a relationship. Now, if I'm outside of a relationship and I'm single and I'm not dating anyone, I tell you, I am currently dating anyone, then okay, maybe I can see what options works for me. But if it doesn't, I'll just leave it alone where it is.
No, look who popped up in the comments for you.
I see Shonda.
What's up,
What's
Roro?
poppin'?
Look, basically, the question is this, Chris. As
Okay.
far as in your generation, do you think that men and women are clashing more. Like, what do you think the reasons are that men and women are clashing more and relationships are not working?
I hate to say this, but I'm gonna be honest. Social media,
Yeah.
just being honest, has raised the expectations too high. Because and now I see a lot of women now having business, which is great. I'm all for it. Hey, do what you got to do. But it's kind of getting to a point where it's a little annoying. Where if he ain't got this and he ain't got that, or he can't handle this, then he ain't the one for me. I'm just like, but if you ain't got it and you ain't doing this, why should I even put up with you and too? So it's kind of really getting worse with the output. Like the other day, I saw a post stating something about if it was on Instagram about a girl saying something about, oh, if he ain't got this, then he ain't need it. I got myself, and I'm just like, okay. So I just left that where it was, and it's kind of what I watch, especially on Instagram. It's more the expectations and standards are getting higher and higher each year. Social media just skyrockets, especially on Instagram.
So, Chris, back up to the one that you say you saw the other day. So the girl, was the statement, she said that, what was that statement again?
You know that they have a list.
Um,
They have a list, Katie. Like if you don't have a car, your own place, if you can't buy me this, they have a list. Like this is a list that they have.
A list.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a list out there. It's lists or either it's expectations they expect from the next man. If he ain't doing this or if he ain't doing that, he's not the one for me. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, how you don't know this man's glow up is about to come? How you don't know?
Now, in their defense, and I have not seen it, but in their defense, they are simply being bold enough to mouth probably what every person, not just woman, think. I mean, we all want to, well, I won't say we all, because I don't know, because obviously Karen D don't know a damn thing about dating, right? So but I mean, I am assuming that they're saying that they don't want someone that has to depend on them.
No,
I
Katie.
mean,
This is a requirement list. This is not
It's a
a
requirement
independent.
list
This is
now.
not an independent thing. This is a requirement list. This is like a you gotta have these things. This is not like you. This is not like you have your own and I have my own. This is not that. This is a requirement list about us just talking.
oh, so you gotta have like X, Y, and Z in order for them. Got you. Okay.
I have a question for you. Do you have requirements, Karen?
Do
Is
I
there a
have
requirement, like
requirements? That's a good
as
question.
a female, do you have requirements that you want someone who approaches you or interested in you to have?
And if I sat and really analyzed the thing, I probably do if I broke it down into requirements. That's why I say, we never look at it as requirements, but what I guess I do, because it's certain types that I will go for and certain types that I will not go for. So I would say, yeah, I would want someone who is well established, can strongly hold their own. Um,
And you about to run off a whole list, y'all.
no, I'm not. That's it. I mean, if they're, I figure if they just got to be well put together in some kind of way.
What does
So
that what does well put together mean for you?
that's
What
what
does
I
that look
mean.
like?
Her list,
Well put
she's about
together
to be a
for
total package.
me. Well put together for me is damn, y'all always put me on the spot, don't you?
As a resident female,
Okay, I'm gonna make a confession. I
Y'all better
haven't
help
laid
her
it
out in
all
the
down
comments,
far
ladies.
enough
Y'all
to
better
even
help her out.
realize that. I have I
Y'all better help her
I'm
out,
I'm
ladies.
a So while you think of
I
that,
gotta think about that. I have to
while you
really
think
think
of that,
about that, yeah, because I do have a wall up. I do realize that I have a wall up that I did not even realize that I had up. I'm not gonna even lie. So
Look,
so
hold on,
let's bring.
hold on now. Listen, KD, one of the city girls, right? You know who the city girls are?
I've heard of them.
Okay, they're female rappers. So one of the city girls was saying a guy can't even ask her on a date until he sends her a Birkin bag. And a Birkin bag is how much now?
Oh
Like
my
30,
God.
Like
30,000.
30,000.
Well,
So
see, but that's the type of man that she's dealing. That's on that level.
But
But
look how
now, in normal terms, in our world, you may have a woman that say the same thing about buying her a cheaper purse, but buying
but
her something.
but just like Chris said, social media has perpetuated that so much because you have
Yeah.
these entertainers who we look up to, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's cool to us, and they say, "Oh, she said I gotta." He wants to. I gotta have me taking out to dinners every night and Birkin bagged up, and you gotta spend 100,000 on me just to take me on a date. That energy gets shifted to some women, right? And they want that same thing. They gotta get flued out. They gotta
Mm.
be taken care of. They gotta be, put up in the best of places and in the sense. There's nothing wrong with
Competition.
that if that's. There's nothing wrong with that if that's the type of fella that you attract and he willing to do that. But at some point too, what we are also saying is you got to bring more to the table than just some ass,
right.
right? Because we all have requirements. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody can say that there is not some type of requirement that they require within that what they make. I have requirements. I actually want someone to have want me to have requirements. Right? That's holding me to a standard. I don't want just to be nothing. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a what's the old terminology that I always used to hear my mom say. You ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. I actually got a pot
Mm-hmm.
and I got a window to throw it out of. So I want to be something of substance. But on the flip side, I want my mate to be as well, not just be a pretty face, not just exist, but also exist in the same situation that I'm existing in. We bringing the same kind of energy to each other. Like it ain't always got to be financial, but it got to be something to where it's tangible to where we're both
Building together.
benefiting and profiting from.
All right, but before we get to that point, there's nothing wrong with having standards or requirements, whatever. I call those preferences. There's nothing wrong with that, but can you like the person first, or does anybody give a fuck about that
And
anymore?
see that
I
now
don't
that's
think.
key with me.
Fuck about that
Now,
anymore?
now, now,
I
now
don't think,
that
bro.
me. Okay, this comes back to the requirement for me, guys. Now that is the one requirement with me. I don't know why, but I have to know the guy, Like I have got to know him in a friend capacity first. I've never been one. I've never been one to date somebody just not knowing them. I have to have known that person in some capacity for a while, and I guess that's the only way they can get through the wall or
Right,
whatever.
right, Katie. But just because you know somebody, that don't mean you like them.
No,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't. No, but I'm saying no. You're right, but I'm saying it would be within those lines of somebody who has gotten that close to me. So one of the requirements is you have to be my friend first.
I agree with that.
And I mean, we have to be able to
It's
be
agreeable.
friends first and foremost.
I
If we
agree.
can't be friends, we cannot be companions. We got to be friends.
So, Chris, if somebody asked you, what would be on your list?
Um, I would need them to be mentally ready. I don't want to get another relationship with someone that's not ready mentally. Because people, you can date someone and they are not mentally ready, and then boom, they're out in less than 3 months.
Right.
Another requirement, just be themselves. I don't want you to change up for me because a lot of people, or more relationships I see nowadays seems to be more manipulative. Like they want to have this person doing this because they like that, not realizing what the other person truly likes, and they don't ask them how they feel about this enough. So I would rather have that person just be themselves. I'm not a person where you gotta have this, you better do this. Nah, just be yourself. If I truly like you, I'll stick with you. If I don't, I'm gone. So
But see
Let's try
that's
and get some of the comments. T.
KD, that's the point that I was trying to get to. You see how he started out his list with love? His list did not start with nothing about a job or money or none of that.
Exactly. Exactly. But again, T, I can't see you like that. I mean, yeah, T, you're in the streets, as y'all call it. You're in the streets. And me personally, I cannot form that type of bond if I would be dating multiple. And like Chris say, that is not something he do. That is something that runs deep within this family. I mean, I guess I'll be a lonely old lady with the dog before I multiple date. That's not something that I can do. And that's why it would have to be a friend that would get to me, because I'm not putting myself out there for anyone else to. It doesn't necessarily have to be a friend, but it has to be someone who has been allowed to get inside where I am, if that makes any sense. I mean, it's got to be somebody who is exposed to me and exposed to me constantly. But Shalimar, Shalimar is blowing us up. Shalimar girl, she says she has standards. Whatever I require, I provide as well. And that's a good point. When you have those requirements, the same requirements that you have to expect those same requirements, in return, vice versa. I mean, I totally agree. Ebony said they got to be able to love me and help me make ends meet, be able to push each other to be better. And I guess that's where that love and support come in. So see, Ebony started out with love. I mean, I know love exists. I'm not saying to do not
started out with love. I'm gonna leave it there. She started with love, and then I'm gonna leave it there. But she didn't end with love. She started with love.
It said make ends meet. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but that is the focal point. When a woman, every time a woman talks,
put Ebony's back up there now. We got to address that then. Okay, they got to be able to love me and help me make ends meet.
Right there.
Okay, stop on that one. Now give us y'all honest opinion on what I want all three of your honest opinions, because maybe y'all are saying it wrong in the way she's meaning it, is what I'm saying.
There's nothing wrong with him helping her, but why is that right there? like why is that the first or second thing that soon as
okay, well, Ebony, tell them why it's right there. Ebony have no problem in telling you why. Ebony, speak up, girlfriend. Tell them why.
Right there. What's up, Nell? What do you think about that, Nell?
That's cool. At the end of the day, I just think it's the double entendre in a sense, because y'all can ask for stability, but when we ask for the same, it's almost you give us the side eye like we're not supposed to want that as well.
Right.
And I thought a relationship was a partnership, like it's a ship. It's two individuals. It's two entities coming together and forming one, and bringing both energies to the table, bringing what we both had before we got each other together, and making it one. So yes, I understand it's my duties to be the provider and providing, protecting, and loving, but that should be on both aspects.
Right.
And I think that gets lost, because what's wrong with us sharing that same energy? Why does it always have to fall on a man's lap? Or the moment we have a thought about that, it's kind of look like we're kind of made to look like the bad guy because we want equality. Y'all scream a lot of times, and you see a lot of this in a lot of comments and a lot of people's posts. Well, it should go. It's vice versa. Which you see something, somebody post something about this, and you'll see 50 people in the comments saying it goes both ways. Yes, it should go both ways. Like, where did it get lost that we can't be together? It got to be divided. We don't is a big loss right there. That's why
But I don't
relationships
see how
suffer
y'all
so
got
much.
all of that out of what Ebony said.
KD.
No, it's just what we see and feel. You got to understand. It's not just what she said. It's just the things that we see, we feel, we hear. Like y'all say y'all want a provider, but then if we work too much, then it's too y'all working too much.
Right.
Or if you want somebody to be able to meet your needs financially, physically, sexually, mentally, and all that, the moment one area is focused on a little bit more than the other, it's a damn you do that, but you
Somebody's phone is
See, Neil
And
went
we
out.
should be able to recognize. You should be able to recognize your partner's strengths and weaknesses and fill in the gap.
right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the complementary instead of the complement. Or the
And see, T,
the
that's where
completion. We can't
Ebony,
never complete each other. We can only complement each other, right?
right. And see, T, that's where Ebony is coming from. She's speaking from a wife point of view. Because I mean, she's not speaking from a dating point of view. She's speaking from a wife point of view. And let's be honest now, it make a totally big difference if it's a husband versus a boyfriend, or you know what I'm saying? That make a big difference. So she's speaking on that. But bring up what Ebony said about T being in love. T, bring that up. We gotta see if ladies,
That's not what she
do
said,
y'all
KD.
think that T is ready for real love?
That's
She
not what she
thinks T
said.
is ready for real love. He is talking right sappy, ain't he, Ebony? He is talking right sappy. Maybe he's in love. Hey, we
KD.
gotta find out because T is talking right soft.
KD, all I'm saying is when I be outside every day, I hear the people talking. And the first thing they say is, girl, if he ain't cutting me no check, he better not even call my phone.
Wow. Wow.
He ain't lying.
See?
He is not
Okay
lying.
then. Well, in my days they called that a different word, but
and that's
like I say, you know, this whole thing is new to me. I'm gonna have to go to Lady KC's. Is it Coolsville, Lady KC, to the old lady lane? Because
look, Katie, Ronnie said that's true as well.
Huh?
They said that people. That's what people hear. That's when you outside. That's how you hear them talk.
Wow. Okay. She also said, I would want my mate to be my best friends. And see, that's what I mean, that friend. I want us to be able to talk about any and everything, whatever happens. Let's talk about it. Exactly. I've got to be able to be friends and laugh with the person. I mean,
all right, Casey. All right, Katie. So let's stay right there. Y'all say that, but that's not what the fuck be happening. Y'all can talk to us and throw those emotions and y'all what's and this and that on us, but when we return that to y'all, it don't go that way. It'd be a whole different thing. It'd be like, why are you talking about this? You acting like a bitch, whatever. All these different things come about when it comes around on y'all side. But we're
see,
supposed
this
to
friend
listen.
part, what she's talking about. No, we're just talking about being able to just
right,
be
Katie?
free and talk.
Right, Katie?
But when is that ever the case?
That's what I'm saying.
When
That's
you're in a
not the case for
relationship,
us.
when
That's
is
not
it?
the case for us. We can't do that with y'all, Katie.
Because
Why not?
just think, right? If you got something to say to your mate, and you and your feelings about something, are you coming to him positive? Are you coming to him pleasant? Or are you coming to him with, you know, maybe an accusatory tone or unfactuated information, or are you going off of pure emotions and you just going with that tone of voice, demeanor, things like that? Like that all can lead to negative communication.
Right.
Mhm.
So you can have a best friend, you can have a good friend. Your mate could be your friend, but it's the type of conversations that we having. You can say that all day long. My mate got to be my best friend. That's cool. It sounds good when we everything going right. But when you
Right.
get in your feelings about something, that energy about my best friend ain't the same energy.
Right.
Well, okay, guys. Okay, now let me ask. Okay, you two grew up together.
Right.
Was there not a time when y'all were little boys that one day you may bump heads with somebody in the group was gonna bump head or get mad for a minute? Siblings growing up together. At
Right.
some point in time, you're gonna have a little argument. But the
Absolutely.
next day, the little best friends or whenever, they come back and they can still be friends. So yeah, with that being said, in relationships, yeah, you're gonna have those times when it's not gonna be that type of conversation.
Right.
We
But
There's
you
nothing,
gotta be
understand that.
strong enough in
We
that.
we understand that.
there's
But
nothing
there's
wrong
a
with
difference when you're trying to win the argument
it. Right.
versus having a disagreement.
Right.
Like, are you going into the conversation to win the argument to come out as the winners, and your point being the point that's taken, and you don't care to hear nothing else being said, and you only want your point to be exasperated, or are you going into this with a clear level mind and saying, "Yo, I'm going into this to get as much information as I can and trying to understand the situation and fix it." That's different than having a disagreement with your homie. Y'all figuring it out a couple hours later or a couple of days later, or you just trying to win the argument.
Right.
I can't relate to that one.
This is not a safe space for men. That's all it is.
I can't
It's
relate.
not a safe
Now,
space
ladies,
for
who
us.
can relate to that?
It's not a
The
safe
woman who
space
do
for
this.
us.
But just look at the trends, right? You can come to your mate with a disagreement and have some kind of issue on your chest, right? The open door policy, you should be able to say what you want to say, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then if the person says, "All right, I recognize the tone of this conversation kind of being off kilter. I'm gonna fall back. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna respond, or I'm gonna give it the energy just to step away from it." Y'all not trying to hear that shit. Y'all
Right.
want to keep going. So y'all beat the point in, and then you get even upset when we don't feed into that energy. So it ain't no we
That's
trying to be
fair.
best friends. No, it's I want my point to be heard and only my point only. And regardless if you got something to say about it, tough cookies. Because my point is the only point that matters. But then when you throw that same energy back that that person giving you, now you come out as
You the bad
the demon. You come out as being
toxic.
toxic. You come out as being aggressive. You come out as being ignorant. You come out as being all these kind of adjectives instead of it just saying, you know what, I was trying to get a moment, the time to cool off because I seen the heat on your chest, and I know I could go there with you, and my go there with you might be a little rougher than yours. That's why I was chilling, but you keep stabbing and poking the bear, and then once I come back now, again, I'm made to look like the bad guy. You're the victim. It's a victim situation being played in the scene now. What's that?
Well, now I agree with y'all. When it get to that level that is always like that, you're right. It's completely toxic. Ebony and Jason, they have been married, like I said, for 21 years. They have days like that where they will have their knockdown, drag out, or whatever. But every evening, every night, if he get home, it's because I'm not gonna lie, he work and he's constantly out of town, but she homeschool, she's making things work at home. So whenever they get the opportunity, and they make time for that at least 3 times out the week, where they would sit on their back patio and they're best friends. So
They
you
lucky.
say stuff, but you
They
still
lucky.
gotta make time. That's only if something is toxic and it's not meant to be. I mean, it's just not going to be. You can't force it or nothing. If you got to struggle to make things work, it's just not meant to work. If,
but that's what I'm saying, KD. When it's on our side, they call it toxic. When it's on your side, we just supposed to shut up. Like,
I mean, but toxic is. I don't care if it's coming from either side. When it becomes toxic, you're both gonna become toxic because one toxicity is gonna feed off the other toxicity until it grows into a big monster of toxicity.
Well, question. I have a question about that. Do we really point the finger at ourselves and say, "I could be the problem"? Does we take? Do we take? Do anybody really take blame for their actions and say, "Damn, I could have went. I kind of went too far."
right.
For the most part, for the most part, women look for men to be that voice of reason, be the kind of quote unquote bigger person in the room, and come back with, "Hey, I'm sorry. I apologize. I get it. I hear you. I hear you." But when is both points, both parties' opinions valid? Because we both gonna make some valid points in these arguments or these disagreements, not arguments, but in these disagreements, right? And hopefully we're both taking those points and digesting them to say, all right, I realize that she upset about this. Let me fix this. And in fixing that, let me genuinely apologize and fix that by all right, now doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying, all right, I get it. I brought something to his attention, or he brought something to my attention and he made some valid points. Let me understand that too. And let's proceed. But then 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now, I hear, well, you, well, we had this argument before and I'm doing these things now. Well, you just started doing these things. Well, we just had a
Yes.
disagreement about it. We had that situation, that conundrum, and you said it was a problem. I fixed it, but now that you back in your feelings about something, you got to throw that back in my face. Why? We can't always blame things on emotions. We can't always blame things on hormones. We can't always blame things on because I'm a woman and I got this going on. Shit, we people. We got a lot. We all got a lot going on,
Right.
and we should be. And we don't have that same. There's that. That's the pendulum never shifts where it's balanced. It always is kind of like this.
Mm-hmm. Now, it would be totally unfair of me as one single female to speak for all females because we vary on that. The only thing that I can speak on is like I say, when that energy get like that, then apparently the energy is not meant to be there. I mean, to me, it's like magnet force fighting against each other. I guess it's gonna always bounce. It's gonna always bounce.
Right, but instead of just quitting, KD, how about you just fix it?
But what if it's not fixable?
But a lot of stuff is fixable if you want to fix it. A lot of times,
that's right. No. You have to want to fix it. Yeah, I agree.
You want to fix it.
You have to want to fix it in order for it to be fixed. And as Nell said, do we honestly look at ourselves and see what part we play in what's going on? I can honestly say I will. I will sit down and I will look and analyze the comments of the thing, and I can only speak people on my relationship, what ended with my husband of 30-something years. I sit down, analyze everything, except when you analyze things and accept them for what they are, and you can truly feel at peace when you sit down and analyze where they are, and you become at peace with what it is, you accept it and advance.
I have a confession. Usher time. You did?
Uh-oh.
Big confession. PSA, get your cameras ready. Record this.
No, dropping a disclaimer. Go ahead now.
Bomb. It's a bomb, actually. Want to flex bombs on it, right? I am a fiery type of dude. My heart is pure. My soul is loving. But I have a a fiery soul, a fiery side as well that recognizes and understands when my intelligence is being played with.
Thank you.
When I realized that, all right, cool. Sometimes you can't keep poking the bear because the bear gonna bite you, and that's something I gotta work on. I got a side of me that can be real aggressive and tough because that's just how it was made, how I was brought up in certain instances, in certain aspects, and just realizing that you gotta be like that sometimes in certain situations. But I try not to let that come out. But you keep poking a person, and that sometimes comes out because you tell a person, all right, cool, I got it. I hear you. And they still keep going and they still keep being aggressive. And then you pop off, and then the big bad monster came out. And now they in the corner shivering and shaking as if, you know what I mean, it wasn't provoked. Not saying every action deserves a reaction, but sometimes you gotta know your mate. You gotta know your person. And if you know your person's got a side to them, then certain buttons shouldn't be pushed. If you telling that person, cool, I got it, go ahead, I hear you, then chill, relax. Because what we don't understand is toxicity can lead to so many things that we see on the news every day, right? The needing the point to get our points across. Who the hell? Because at the end of the day, you think you got your point across, but did you really get what you wanted accomplished? No, because we beefing and fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we arguing, and now I got to go to this side of the room, you got to go to that side of the room, and what you wanted to happen, or we wanted to happen, the embrace didn't happen. Now we got to apologize, and 2 or 3 days went past, and you got to calm down. I got to calm down, or whatever. Or I realized that my actions was a little aggressive, and I'll come and apologize, but you so hurt because you didn't like something I said. So now we spinning the wheels. Do we get it? Do we understand that sometimes going into things with maturity is cuts down on a lot of unnecessary issues. Getting our point across doesn't benefit no one if no one benefits from it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you can get your point across, but if the other person ain't reciprocating what you want them to reciprocate, or the actions ain't the same, did you really win? Did you really get what you wanted to accomplish? No.
But see, that sounds to me like two strong bold energies coming together where one don't want to back down from the other. Now, in that case, you're gonna come across that where when you come across that where I ain't gonna back down, that I'm not gonna back down. I'm not. Right. You know what? Your energies match each other probably too much.
But what happens when a one person, right? Let's say you realize and you kind of realize shit. What happens if you understand actions from prior issues and you said, I apologize, that I will try not to let that happen again, right?
Mm-hmm.
You apologize to your mate. Let's say your mate one day is upset about something, send you a text message. Going crazy in a text message. You read it. You can read it on just from the first couple lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't respond. Now you up in arms because I know I seen it. So now what you doing? You send me another one.
Right.
I'm gonna let this chill because she's still in her feelings. Then I get a phone call. Pussy, I know you seen this text message I sent. What you right?
Damn.
And it's almost like because you see it all the time.
That's how it be.
Well, I know you saying my message. What you ignoring me? No, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to let you chill. Or now ain't the time. I'm at work, or I'm around my homies, or I'm out. I still going at it, and it's like, damn, like I was trying to chill. I was trying to let you get out what you needed to get out. I can read. I can understand what you're saying.
See, that right there would push me straight away.
Why? Push you away, what? Away from the person?
I mean, if it's got to be, that would push me totally away. Too much toxicity. I mean,
But the female in this instance is the one being toxic, Katie.
But if she is sending a text message to you, okay, she's sending a text message to you. She's looking for your attention. If that is your
Katie, why can't you just wait a minute? It's not gonna kill you. Like y'all even let hours go by. It'd be like 15 minutes. It's like, yo, you didn't even
want your attention right then. If they're texting you, they want your attention right then.
But can you always get your attention right then? You be on set.
Yeah.
What you be on set, you be working, you be in, you might not can't get that attention that you will be given. Or you might just be like, I know ain't the time because I might say something wrong because I might be having a bad day. My boss could have just came in here getting on my damn nerves. My coworkers could have almost made me go up against their head. Or I know this message right here is going to send me over the edge and it's going to have me in my feelings all the rest of the day. And I ain't trying to deal with that right now. Once I get away from everything it is, eat me a Snickers or something. Then I can check and then I can go back to this.
Right.
I want to hear Chris. Let's hear Chris right now.
Right.
Just being a younger.
Let's hear Chris, but look at Katie's face. She like, no, you better respond to me right now. Go ahead, Chris.
What you got to say, Chris?
I would say from my experience, like the last two relationships I've been in, it's just my experience. I don't know if everybody's went through this, but the recent relationship I had, it was where that she was saying that she didn't appreciate the way I dressed or the way I did things. And I told her, okay, if there was an issue with what you had or a problem with what I was doing, then why didn't you tell me up front and let it deteriorate on your mind to the point where now you gotta go off on me? Just tell me up front ahead of time. Don't procrastinate, because what I see a lot of women now these days, modern women in my generation, not all of them, I'm not gonna say all, but women I notice they seem to procrastinate a little bit more and not be more upfront. They have their standards and expectations, but they won't be real with you about the things they need to be real about until later on forward into that relationship, which is a problem because they need to address to the front too. Because if they want something more deeper and mentally where they want to be, say that up front. Don't wait till we get later down the road to a point where it's a breaking point. Like the longest relationship I had was almost a year and a half. And I remember one day she was going off on me, and I was like, look, if you really got a problem with this or this and that, and I worked out with you and I didn't have issue with what you were doing, then we don't need to be together. And I told her I'd get out of the car and walk home right now. You can drive home. I didn't care. And she changed her mind and drove me back to the next place and said, we're going to work it out. I said, really? Are you really going to work this out? And we quote unquote worked it out, but it didn't last long after that because it's still kind of deteriorated on her mind to the point where it blew up and got higher and higher. And to me, my problem with women now is their accountability methods and their procrastination. If they can stop procrastinating and being more upfront about things and stop playing the victim advocate so much, I would feel better about dating. It's too much to the point where you're kind of like, okay, if I try to date her, will she play the victim advocate even if I do the simplest, smallest thing wrong? Like let's say I don't call her back after if I see a text, or either sometimes I may be busy and I still let her know ahead of time just in case. And if she still didn't get that message, then that's on her. But it shouldn't be on us at all times where we have to do this, we have to do that, or we better do that. No, it's got to be fair both ways because in a relationship, there's always a compromise for each other, not for the other person. It should be for each other, not like that.
Okay, Ebony has a long one there. Y'all want to go through that? Because she mentioned about counseling somewhere about sometime it take an outside person to point out to you what you can't see for yourself. And
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
that makes sense. That do make sense. But now the one thing, girlfriends, we like to
KD.
go to our girlfriends for advice. Now, the one thing that I have
Y'all
learned over
girlfriends be single. Y'all girlfriends don't be
right.
having no
Okay,
mans.
well, you didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish.
Y'all be
I've
having single
learned,
girlfriends that been single for 18 years,
well,
Hold
ain't
on,
had a
Dale.
man in her
you didn't
life
let
in
me finish
years.
now.
Hold on, Dale.
You didn't
Hold
let
on,
me
Dale. Let
finish.
her finish, Dale. Go ahead,
The
KD.
only thing I was gonna say, it's fine if you got that special friend that you can go to, but if that person that you're going to is a person that is living out of toxicity themselves, baby, they can only give you toxic advice. That's what I was about to say. So you cannot expect to get single ladies, you cannot expect to get stable advice now from a lady who is going out to the club. If you're trying to get the advice of how can I chill at home with my man, if you want the advice of girl, I want to go outside out to the club, then yeah. So that's what I mean by that.
So KD, what
Okay, this
happens?
dog is driving me crazy. I told y'all.
KD, what happens when the outside advice tells you that you need to take accountability in this, and then you still don't apply any change behavior? What happens then?
Well, in my case, what happened? I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but in my case, it led to divorce. I mean, I had tried all I can, and I mean, Elp is right there. She can tell you. When she tell you what how I felt, how many chances I gave without begging, but it was not there. I accepted what was there, did not take offense, and I finally began to advance. So, I mean, again, I cannot, other than speaking on my experience from it, I cannot fairly speak on it from a dating field of today, if that make any sense.
Okay.
Not, I can't fairly speak on it anyway.
Go ahead, KD. All right, people, let us know in the comments. What y'all thoughts are. What's up,
Let's
Sheba?
read some of these comments while Karen do her thing.
Go ahead,
Because
KD.
we can't let these comments get away from us. And a lot of people have been making a lot of great comments. And I'm gonna read one of Ebony's earlier comments where it says, both I just need us both to help each other. Not one doing more than the other or taking advantage of the other. Money doesn't dictate how I feel, whether we're rich or poor, as long as we can make it. And she was talking about, one of the points that I think we made earlier as far as coming together and being in this together, and not just one person looking for, stability and the other person looking for, companionship. Um,
What's up, Kat? I see you. Go ahead now. Uh,
um,
we could do. We could
Charlamar
do.
makes a great comment as well, and she says that once we she said
Which one now?
the goal is to learn how to communicate with each other effectively, and that's a great statement. Um, I think the key word in that sentence, other than each other, is effectively. And what does effective communication look like for you, Chris? You want to start? You want to go with that?
I can. Effective communication to me is effective where the other person not only stands you, but you can read each other's minds to the point where everything that person does for you, they can do it same for you, or either reciprocate back, or either address or either ask like questions like how are you doing today mentally, and then the other person asks, well, how are you doing today mentally? And it's all about understanding not just the vocal communication, but the visual, and understanding body language or actions they do, or even just simply waking up beside that person that you really care for, or either just really like at the time or at that moment. And it makes it more easier and more of a stronger bond between those two people. And that would be probably what I would say based on my experience on dating or either just friendships, understanding like everyone plays their role in their friendship or relationship, regardless of what is predicated based on in the past, but everyone knows what they need to do at that moment, per se.
So Nell, do you believe that people, even when you're trying to, communicate with somebody, they might not understand what you're trying to communicate to them?
Yeah,
So
and that's what. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the portion of it where it's effective.
right,
Because if you're not truly understanding exactly what you're trying to communicate, right? Because we can have so much on our mind and we verbally spitting it out in the moment, and it can kind of get lost in translation because we know what we're saying, we know what we're feeling, but it don't always come out the right way.
right,
And um, sometimes it take us to sit back and just be like, what am I feeling? What am I really genuinely feeling? And let me start with that first point and work from there. You spitting out a slew of things. That person may catch one or two things. And a lot of the times when we have when we're communicating, because even though we think we're communicating effectively, when we talk about communication, we really just be a lot of the times we listen to respond.
right.
Who's really listening? Like honestly, take an assessment, a self assessment of yourself, and say, am I listening to hear and understand exactly what's being said to me, or am I listening so I can make the next point, or I can one up that? Um, I can one up that statement. That's where effective communication comes in.
Facts.
And once we do that, once we really understand, once we sit back and say, you know what, I'm genuinely going to sit here and listen to the person and understand what they're saying, and not just listen to critique them, not listen to spit back an objective, but listen to say, all right, you know what, I heard you, and I'm not just saying I heard you because it sounds good, but I really heard you, and this is what you said to me. All right, cool. Now saying all that, what is it that you would like? Because at that point, you get your shit out. It got to be a resolution that comes after that.
All right, no,
And I don't think that's what be.
no, this is where the problem comes in. You say all this, they say they understand you, but then they don't they don't make a move. Like they don't make a move. They still stuck. And you like, yo, I just explained it to you, and they still don't understand what you're saying. So
I
then
think that's. Mhm.
how do you move from there? Like what's the next move from there?
I think that's the deficit, the deficiencies in both men and women,
Right.
and in both partners and in both entities, right? Um, we don't come in, some people don't come into it with a true resolution.
Right.
Like they just come in it with just, I want to verbally spar with this person.
Right.
And all right, cool. You want to throw verbal jabs, cool. But at some point, it got to be followed up with, all right, I'm glad I was able to communicate this with you. Now that I've gotten able to get that out my system, this is kind of this is my envision. This is what I'm thinking. This is how we can make this better. This is how my thoughts of it. What's yours? And
But y'all don't do that, Neil.
Cut it out, Katie. You just
Y'all
came
don't
back,
do
you
that.
just came
Y'all
back
do
on the
not
screen.
do that.
You just
we don't do what?
I'm in the background.
We
saying
don't.
that y'all don't do that. It sounds good right here on this panel, but y'all don't actually do that. When y'all send out little short responses, and I'm saying that because I know how my brother have been. I know how the ones I used to get from my husband, the ones my son sent to his girlfriend. Y'all send little short texts, and they do not explain anything to us. We speak different language.
KD,
It leaves everything wide open.
Look,
we don't know.
KD, we can say in one sentence what y'all say in a paragraph.
But we don't understand what you're saying. Y'all understand,
y'all
but
need
we
to
don't
catch up.
understand.
Y'all need to
All right,
catch
so-
up. That's the problem. Y'all need to catch
That's
up.
the thing. We don't understand what you're saying. So
Catch
that's
up.
why
That's and you know what, KD, you make a great point. You know what? You know what the best way to get around that? Take out the texting. Call that person, or wait till you see that person in person. Because a text message, a person gonna read that how they want to read it. You can have a whole totally different energy when you send that versus how that person is receiving it based upon that energy that they're feeling when they read it. Let's say I just came out of the. Let's say I just came out of a. I might be driving down the road. Somebody cut me off. Now I got road rage, or I'm cussing the person in front of me. And I read that, and you coming at me sideways, or you got something negative to say. I'm perceiving that, right? My perception of that is going to be different than how I'm reading it versus how you're saying it to me. So if you feel like you're not getting the response that you need, call that person. Hey, honey, boom, 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 boom. Speak to that person because texting is impersonable.
and I do agree. I agree to that. But y'all just said be calling with nonsense. That's the way you see it then. Okay, if you're gonna interpret that text like that and you're in that mind frame.
KD, we never said it was nonsense. I never said it was nonsense. I just said I didn't need the whole paragraph. Just get to the point. That's all.
But that's the way. But we as women, most of us, that's our emotional side. We have to get it out. We want to be heard. It's all it is. We want to be heard. We want you to hear us.
That's cool.
So we hear you, right? Because I'm hearing you now.
But we don't know that you hear us. Unless you tell us you hear us, we don't know that you hear us.
So are you saying to me that you want me to hear you how you want me to hear you, not based upon how I hear you?
Right.
Exactly. Because the way that
You're making this point.
Okay. Listen me out.
You're making my point.
The way that
You want me to
you is the way that I am feeling at that time. Now, if you, on the other hand, brought something to me, well, then, yeah, we're going to address that. But if I'm coming to you with the way that I'm feeling at the time, then we need to address that. So
if I say, so if you bring something to me, right? And I say, okay, oh, okay, or okay, I hear you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I supposed to come back with a whole dialogue on
that's what they want now?
How I heard you, or me saying?
I don't think. Well, that depends on how much whatever the person said. Again, that's wide open. Now, me personally, yeah, I want more because it's like, okay, they just said that you just saying that to get rid of me.
Look,
you ain't really hearing what I said.
Hold on now. This is how it goes, right? They could be like, this is all they would have to say is, yo, I need you to take the trash out by 7:00. But what they would really say is, I need you to take the trash out by 7:00 because last week you did this, and then 2 weeks before that you did this, and then it just goes on and on and on.
Dude,
I heard you say take the trash out by 7:00. I'm cool.
Hey, you know what that is? I want you to take the trash out by 7:00 means I want you to take that shit out right now.
Right
now.
And if you don't take it out right now, at 6:59 you side-eyeing me, and 7:01 you're like, why the hell you didn't take the trash out if you said you heard me?
Yeah, that sounds like Lil Joe, don't it?
But you can't. This is the thing. You gotta let a person. If you say something and a person says, "I hear you" or "I understand you," you gotta let them hear you and understand you. You can't make somebody do what you want them to do because if the roles are reversed,
they ain't gonna do it.
Are you really keeping that same energy when I bring something to you?
That's how it be. Now we can, when they say all that and we take the trash out, then we can be like, "Yo, my back hurt. I need my back rubbed," and they be like, "All right, I got you." And that shit like 3 weeks that went past, you still ain't got your back rubbed.
or something as simple as, hey, if you just left my house or something, right? When you get home, call me or let me know that you got home. But 45 minutes to an hour passed and you said, oh, I got busy when I got it. Something came up or whatever the case may be. It's a different energy when y'all say something and y'all want something, y'all want it done then and there. But when we say something, it's almost as if y'all on your terms and whatever it is. Again, if you bring something to somebody's attention and y'all talking and y'all having a conversation and you supposed to be both on the same wavelength and understanding, just because you said 1,000 words don't mean I have to say 1,000 words back.
Right.
Isn't what you're saying to me supposed to be digested and for me to understand and move accordingly? I say, all right, honey, I got it. All right, I hear you. Not, well, I hear you, but if I waste of time.
But you're saying, okay, I like again, if we send a paragraph to you, we are sending out a paragraph of emotions that we are looking for support on. Y'all miss it. See, y'all don't know how to read between the lines. Sometimes that's a cry for help with inside of there that you don't see.
So you know what the first thing I do is, because I can't speak for everybody else, right? The first thing I do when I get a long text, I call you. I know T the other day don't like that. He said, if I text you, don't call my phone. I'm opposite. If you text me long, I ain't got time to respond. I'm not reading all that. Even if I do read all of it, I'm gonna call you. Or the first thing I'm gonna do, if I can't call you, my next response is, well, what you talking about? Or I'm gonna give you the courtesy of calling you face to face so you can tell me exactly what you said, because I'm gonna interpret that text way totally different than how you actually are sending it to me. So I'm gonna actually give you the opportunity to call. And when I call, you know what normally happens? What's up? What's going on? I answer the phone. Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's going on? What you talking about? You know what you get? Silence.
Yes.
Or you get what you mean what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? I'm giving you the courtesy of you telling me directly what you're talking about, so I don't have to assume.
Already.
Nah, you got to remember, everybody don't feel your emotions the way you feel them.
I'm saying men and women speak different languages. We are about that. Men are not.
No,
Chris,
men are hands-on where women want to be. So if I want to be hands-on with you,
look at Chris face. What you got to say?
If I want to be hands-on with you, stop giving me the excuse of what you are and just go with it. If I'm giving you the opportunity to tell me what you feel and what it is, just tell me. We ain't got to go through the merry-go-round for you to get back to the point.
Hey, no.
Well, you see my text.
Look, that's what I was about to say. No, instead of her telling you, she gonna say, "You saw my text. Just go back and read my text."
And I'm gonna say, I seen that you text me, but I'm calling you because I wanna actually hear. I want to talk to you directly. What's wrong with that?
I mean, but okay, guys, have y'all presented the energy to give her the comfortability to do that? Yes. Now that's important as well.
You should always have that.
All right.
No,
so you got the
if you snap on like Nell said, he a firecracker. T, you said don't be calling me if you don't text me. Okay, look at the energy that y'all are giving off.
So let's ask this
energy of saying fuck off.
That's a great question. That's a great point. You make a great point. Are we reciprocating that energy? Go ahead, T.
That's not saying fuck off. That's saying if I send you a text.
That's the way we interpret that.
Hold on, KD. That's what I'm about to tell you. Take it. If I send you a text and I say, yo, I'm going to be there around 9. That's not for you to call me and say, yo, what time you going to be here? I just text you and said I'm going to be there.
That, yeah. Yeah, that's communication. That's communication. Yeah.
It's crazy.
What's wrong with communicating? What's wrong with communicating? What's wrong with picking up the phone and stop reading the text?
That's what I told T. That he said, like, if he be done told him I would be there at 9, and then they're gonna call back before 9. Yeah, now that's redundancy. I mean, again, I can't speak for every woman.
I'm not saying,
but
I'm not saying fuck off. I'm just saying I already said what it is. There's no need to talk for all that. I already said what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Or what's the problem of us talking? Like, what's the problem with you just addressing what you had to say to me directly? You know what it is? We be hiding behind text messages because is the I don't really want to confront you face to face. So I'm gonna hide behind these words and I'm gonna say whatever I gotta say instead of just being real and just telling you over the phone or telling you in person how I feel. Like that's true communication.
Now I
We
do
get in
agree
this
with you on that, Nell,
we
because
get in
now
this world of, oh, just because I sent the text I'm communicating with you. Maybe what if I don't read well?
Right.
What if
I
I
do
don't
agree with
what
you
if
on that. Get on the phone and
my
call
emotions and your emotions is
in
different?
space.
So I ain't gonna have the same emotional tie to that text that you sent the same way you is. But if I call you, that's what I'm allowing you, which I don't understand is this. I'm allowing you to tell me whatever you gotta tell me.
Right.
You can curse me out. You can call me dog face, ugly, I hate you. I want to kill you. All that. I'm giving you that space to tell me. I don't want to. I don't have to read it because I'm giving you the opportunity for you to say whatever it is you need to say, and we can go from there. What what I'm hearing, and I need you to understand this. What we're hearing is just because y'all move with emotions, we're supposed to just understand it and move and deal with that.
Yes.
Now what now? Bring it again. I
Just
didn't
because.
quite catch
So
that.
you said that women are emotional, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because y'all move with emotions and y'all and a lot of things is tied into your feelings, emotional feelings, right? Can you
Mm-hmm.
hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we supposed to just go with that.
Well, I mean, if they are coming to you for emotional support, then yeah, that's if that person mean enough to you. Not all the time, not every person is going to mean that much to you. But as Christopher said, that special person, if you got that special person or whatever, then yeah, you're. I mean, I feel like you're gonna be able to provide that support.
Nothing wrong with support, Katie, but there is something wrong with overly dramatic, emotional creatures.
Hey, we're women.
You got any last comments before we go to the next topic? Before we go to ideology, Chris?
Yo, you see Janine comment?
Let me see. Yeah, I seen it. I posted
You
it.
said you better read the cliff notes. I guess shit. We just gotta read all the messages, huh?
I don't read that shit, so you can type
Yeah.
me 18
No,
paragraphs.
but see,
You
y'all
know
miss
what?
so
I'm
much
gonna
by
just start
not
sending
reading it.
1,000 word
Y'all miss
paragraphs.
so
I'm not
much.
reading that shit. I'm not reading that shit. I'm just I got shit to do.
Y'all miss so much by not reading it.
No, we don't miss much. You know what I'm gonna do? No, that's petty. I ain't even gonna be petty. I was gonna say I'm gonna copy and paste and send it right back to you and see if you read it.
Yeah, that would be very petty.
Or
Because
if
we
that's
have
being
friends
petty,
that read it.
that's being petty. Or
Yeah.
copy and paste one of y'all messages y'all send to us once and send that shit to y'all 2 weeks from now and see if y'all read that.
Yeah, that's being petty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
petty.
being
We ain't,
petty.
yeah, petty ain't worth it.
And that's
But do you
right. Petty is
understand?
not gonna solve it.
But do you understand what the point that Chris was making earlier is? We say
What
we
point?
want, we say we, and I'm paraphrasing now. We say we want a relationship, and we say we're willing to go to great lengths to be in a relationship or have a relationship work. But if you notice, a lot of the things that we do when we're in a relationship is we'll make excuses on why we are the way we are instead of instead of positioning yourself to grow, right? Because
Mhm.
you have to, once you get into something with someone else, you have to kind of almost swallow your pride and take on the identity of that person and that person of you to become one. So
Mhm.
pride is one of the number one killers of relationships. It's not infidelity, it's pride. It's the number one killer. It is the number one, you know, disaster when it comes to any. Once you kill this pride, then you start to take on a whole different understanding of what your partner is trying to be with you.
And I totally agree with that. That come back to where both of them may have pride about them, and when they keep bumping heads, if both of them like that, they're gonna keep on bumping heads. because they're gonna
Just look,
refuse
just
to.
use this analogy, people. I want y'all to use this analogy or think about this analogy. When you apply for a job, right? Let's say you were laid off your job and you're going out here looking for another job because you need your job to
Stop. Right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
We need our jobs to sustain our lifestyle. So what happens is we go out here in the job market and we put out resumes and we go on these interviews and we read the requirements of these jobs, right? Somebody brings us in for an interview and they say, this requirement is this, you have this requirement, this requirement. You know, the first thing that we say, I got it, I can handle it, right? You be on the
Some
job
people
for a
do.
month, your probationary period, you're doing everything that needs to be done. After that, you start getting comfortable in your job. The first thing you do when they bring you something new, that ain't in my job description.
Yeah.
That ain't even that. I don't get paid for that. That ain't my job. That ain't this. Yes, it is, because you're under this company's umbrella. So everything that has to do with this company, you're being gainfully employed to benefit this company. When you came to this interview, you told me that you could do this job. That's why you were hired for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This job didn't just say you can only do this one task. This job requires you to do the job of this company, what we need you to do.
And that's what we
paying you
need
for.
y'all to do in relationships. Everything under the
But
umbrella that we need.
that's what stop saying y'all and say that's what we need to start doing. We need to stop looking at this and stop saying that's what we need y'all to do and say this is what we need us to do. We are together. This ain't no more you, ain't no more that you, is us. We are in this together. If you start looking at it like that, the shit grows and gets better. You can last for 25 years, Ebony and her husband. Right. You can last 40 years, my mom and dad. You can last like the other couples that have been in situations where it could have went a totally different way, but they realize the two of us are better together than we are apart.
But now, Nell, let's bring it back to realistic. Or you can last for 34 years in toxicity because a lot of people live inside of that.
If you're looking for that, if you're worried about that, you will never ever see the positives. Like somebody asked me, are you concerned if your woman cheating? Do you care if I don't give a fuck. I don't go out looking for that. I don't go search. I'm not Inspector Gadget. I don't care. The only moment I see it, if I speak on it, is if I walk in the house and see her laying in a bed on top of another man on top of her. Other than that, I'm not searching.
Yeah, I bet you that would make you go off.
I don't have time. So I'm not worried about what could go wrong. I'm not looking for things to go wrong. I'm looking actually for shit to go right. I'm looking for it to be the opposite of what the world is saying. Oh, this person ain't right for you. My friends, oh, this girl ain't good for you. This nigga ain't good for you. He ain't this. She ain't that. I don't care about that. I'm focused on my experience with the person, not what no one else has to say. I'm not searching for shit. I'm not looking for nothing. I'm not doing none of that because at the end of the day, my focus is on trying to be in this with her. That's why I'm in this with her. So if anything is going to break that up, that's going to be a detriment to what I'm working for, and that's forever. So if we go into things looking like shit, this is going to work, then shit going to work. It's going to work because we going to make it work.
Agreed.
I agree.
Yes, it's going to be extenuating circumstances where it's not going to. Your forever is going to come before it's time. Granted. But if we go into things with a positive mindset, positivity begets positivity. And the same with negative energy. You put negative energy out there, what normally happens to your day? It winds up being negative some way, somehow. You started off negative, it's just a ball rolling down the hill type of effect. It's just that negativity going to hit everything in its path. Negativity rolls downhill. Positivity is like an uphill battle, right? I'd rather climb that wall of positivity and work hard to that than just continue to keep going down the hill of negativity because I'm free balling out of control. When we look at things like that, that's when we start to have mature relationships, mature conversations, mature disagreements. That's when we start to have mature and more lasting relationships. I'm not looking for the negativity in somebody. I didn't get with you for that. Shit, I know
Well,
I know you got
exactly.
bad feet. I know you got nappy head under that. I know I know when you wake up in the morning your breath is fucking funky. I get it. But I don't care because I love you just that much. So if we can foresee them, if we can bypass those negative things, why can't we look past? Why can't we see things from a perspective of this is the person I'm with? I'm gonna make it last. I'm gonna do everything I can to see this through.
And I totally agree with that. I totally agree. And I admire couples that do have that. I really and truly do, because there are couples out there that have that. And I have true great admiration. But T, you so damn quiet. I'm like Ebony now. You in love over there or something?
No,
y'all be giving my man. Y'all be playing. I'm gonna say this Birdman style. Y'all be playing my man name a little bit. I think what happens is we put out this. We have this arrogance about us, right? Or this air about us, and people think we're unapproachable, we're just stone-hearted, or whatever. But it don't really be that. It'd be the complete opposite. It'd be the complete opposite. It just be we understand what that looks like. And we know what that is over there. We lived in that world. That's why we want something different, totally different for the world that we inhabit right now. So that's why when we speak of love, is because we know what the other side look like. We ain't unapproachable. Don't think, oh shit, he the shit starter, or he he the mayor, or he whatever the case may be. Shit, we be wanting that. We be wanting that love. We be wanting that companionship. It's just that they think one different way about us, and it just be totally off bases, and they come with this different energy when they come with it. Like, you ain't got to come that way, hon. Just come regular. Like Chris said, be yourself.
Do y'all let them know that?
That's what attracted me to you.
Always.
What attracted me to you was being yourself.
Always.
You have to.
If I met you and you had a nappy head, then that mean I liked you. If I met you and you was 300 pounds, I liked that. If I met you under circumstances that you ain't think was your best, I thought it was your best because that's what I liked it. Y'all be trying to change as soon as y'all get the dude. Oh, I gotta lose weight. I gotta change my hair. I gotta bleach my skin. I gotta get different clothes. I gotta dress like this. Just be you. Just be
now
chill.
That I agree with, because you gotta be yourself. You gotta be yourself, and they have to accept you for who you are. You cannot change. And obviously, if they came to you as who you are, then that's what something about you attracted them. So yeah, because I don't agree with the changing who you are.
KD, I'm being quiet because you're hard-headed.
Hard-headed.
Yeah, y'all hard-headed. It's cool. I understand it. I understand it now. So I just let y'all rock because I know that y'all hard-headed. So I just let y'all rock. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
But define hard-headed, T.
Y'all hard-headed in the midst that we're trying to explain to you. We're giving y'all a window into how men think or how men see things. We're giving y'all a window, and y'all just don't listen. Like y'all just see your way, and that's all it is. Y'all see your way, and that's what it is. Like, no, I'm not putting up with that. No, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not changing.
Tay, hold up, Tay, because tomorrow Monday, in the comment section when you posted the video, they're gonna be killing us. Let Chris talk. Let Chris talk. Say that. They're gonna be like, man, you talk so much. Let Chris say why he felt with his energy that he's gathering from this conversation that we had. What's his thoughts on it?
Look at Lady KC talking about, so you better accept me the way I am. No, Lady KC, we're not accepting you the way you is. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to grow as a person. My mind is growing every day. I'm growing.
Lady KC got a point. Y'all better accept those. See, I talk Coolsville, Karen. Let me know about Coolsville, girl.
You gotta grow.
We gotta stay in those lanes.
Go ahead, Chris, so we can go to ideology. Tell us your energy. What's your last thoughts before we go to ideology, Chris?
It's really basically what I said. I was in the year-long relationship that was a relationship where she wanted to have me looking like what she sees on social media. And I said, I can't be that. That's just not me. Like, she wants me dressed up with the nicest clothes, nice this, nice that. And I'm just like, look, I accepted it for who you are, and we date for that reason, not for somebody I need to change it to. Because if you change that person, then there's a whole new person being created, and you're not even noticing it.
Right.
And what's going to happen is it's going to get to the point where that person you just changed is going to get so consistent with it, they're going to change you as well too. It's going to backfire. And a lot of people don't understand. They do stuff based on what they see in the past. They need to focus on what's going on towards for the future. And that's my main goal when it comes to dating. My goal is to focus on the future, not the past, because the past is already gone. It's written. It's done. The future is something I want to make sure I can possibly either be able to influence or maybe control the best way I can,
right,
or we can, as we're in a relationship.
Facts. So are y'all ready?
Question for the audience, T, because Chris made a great point.
Go ahead.
Are we responsible for someone's past?
Hell no.
Is your new present responsible for what someone did to you in the past?
No, they're not responsible for it, and that's where self-healing come in at. If you're not healed from your past.
KD, stop it.
KD.
So
KD.
Y'all don't think that's any validation to that?
No, it's plenty valuable information in that. But what I'm saying is, how fucking long does that shit take? That's all. Just put a fucking date on this shit. I'm so tired of it. I'm healing. I'm trying to get it together.
Well, that depends on the person. I don't know how long it takes.
How fucking long is this
shit? That depends on the person, I guess, or how much they've been hurt. I mean, I don't know. That vary with every person about how long, because each one of us have different things that we have went through in our lives. So it varies with each person about how long it can take. The real question is she worth the wait that it takes?
Depends on how long the wait is.
Are we worth the wait, though? Are we worth you changing your thought pattern? Like, y'all, you come back to this point, and no picking on. I'm not picking on you. You come back to this point. If she's worth the wait, or she's worth the fight, right? Is he worth you casting aside your past to say, this man is worth me getting to know? This man is worth me going into this with him, past unbeknownst, and we just rocking and rolling. My past don't mean nothing because he's worth that. No, you're saying you should be worth it to take that charge of carrying that burden. But do y'all go into saying he's worth it of me leaving my past behind and creating these memories with him?
Now, for either side, if there is still hurt, that again, depending on how much trauma or hurt the person has been in, think about this. And I've used this example before on this show, and I know I have. A hurt dog, an abused dog. When you try to approach that dog, if that dog been hurt and abused, that dog is going to draw up. That dog is going to run. That dog is only going to allow the one that it feels the most comfortable with. And yeah, it's only going to take those who are patient enough to break down and get to the wounded in order to get there. I'm just saying, sometimes you got to beat it down, because there's so much wounded in there that you don't know what's in there.
KD,
but you can't expect them to just jump out.
KD, I understand all that, but what people need to realize is that people dying every day. So all this time that y'all taking, people don't have all this time in the world to sit around. Wait, I don't have all this time in the world. Like, I don't have all the time in the world. So either get over it or call me when you finish healing. Like, we don't have to stay stuck in the mud, is what I'm saying. I don't want to stay stuck in the mud. Either we're gonna move forward or just whatever. But I don't want to stand here in the mud. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. And I totally agree. Either move on or I totally agree. You can't just,
or don't even get,
it's
don't even get
unfair to expect someone to stay stuck in the mud with you. If you are stuck, it's unfair to expect that person to stay to remain stuck with you, or y'all to remain stuck together. Again, I mean, it comes with, I guess, self-healing, and every person has their own definition of what that look or feel like to them.
That's what I mean, Katie.
Time is too valuable.
Can you call me when that time is up? That's all I'm saying. Just call me when the time is up. That's all. Call me when the time is
up.
It ain't hard. Like, just call me when the time is up.
But see, if you feeling the person, how come you don't want to be there to help them get through the time?
That's fine. I can do that.
Mean so much more if you can be there to help them get through the time. Don't tell them to wait.
But what happened? What happened when you help them get through?
Hold on, I got this. Hold on, now I got this. That's fine, KD. I'm definitely here to help you get through it. But you have to be moving forward. You can't be still standing there in the mud. We got to be moving forward. You can't just be like, I'm still healing. I'm still healing. I'm still healing.
Well, that's when you go and grab their hand and pull them and say, come on, let's get through this mud.
That don't mean they trying to go.
What happens when you did? What happens when you've done that?
Right.
You've done things for them that they haven't done for themselves, and they still walk away from you, or they still don't see the value in you. What happens then? What happens when you pulled somebody up from the mud? You've actually been more strong for them than they've been for themselves. What happens? You get left behind. What you supposed to do with your feelings? What you supposed to do with yourself?
Now you're right. If you have extended that hand out there to them and you pull them up and they still shit on you, then you're absolutely right. What is there left to do?
I agree. I agree with you, Diane.
People be getting that all played with, like, oh, well, yeah, they did this, they did that. I wanted to do that because I cared, right? So when you do that, then they feel like, oh, whatever the case may be, they can walk away from you. They cool, they validated. But if you did that, you the worst person on earth, right? Oh, you wasn't down for me. You walked away from me when I needed you. Oh, you wasn't serious. You wasn't sincere. Nah, it wasn't that. So we gotta stop playing with. We gotta stop playing. You know what we playing with? We playing with ourselves. Don't get in the game if you can't handle it.
That's what I'm saying. Don't get in the game.
If you hurt, cool. Everybody hurt. We get hurt. We rehabilitate ourselves. If you feel like you're comfortable enough to go back out there, go out there with all the energy. Don't go out there with half-ass energy and sitting up there blaming somebody else for the past hurt that they didn't give to you. But then they trying to show you something different. And what happens is they trying to show you something different. They working against time because time ain't on their side, because the time that they got trying to put into rebuilding them, what somebody else did, is the time taken away from y'all really getting established each other. Then what they see is once they leave or once they walk away, damn, I really had something. I really had something. And what happens is I see the maturation of this person because I now see, damn, when I had them, I ain't really get a chance. I ain't get a chance to dig into who they really was because I was too busy fucking badgering them. I was too busy belittling them. I was too busy comparing them to what I was going through. I was too busy trying to find fault. No. That's why I said I don't got time to investigate. I got time to live. Right. I'm living.
People die every day where I'm from.
If it happens, it happens. Too bad, so sad. It happened. Oh my God, I'm upset. It happened to me. But if it don't, I'm just rolling and rocking and I'm loving. I ain't got time to search. But ideology, man, we've been at this for like 3 hours.
Facts. Ideology. I want to switch the pages because I don't want to talk about relationship shit anymore because y'all don't listen.
I know it. Drowned.
Too much. I can say one thing in this whole shit, but I'm not gonna go there tonight. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for another time. So this week on ideology, I want to talk about something that I call the lesser of two evils. Okay, the lesser of two evils is John Gotti's one of my favorite movies. So it's either romantic comedies or gangster flicks. So John Gotti's one of my favorite movies. And then the intro on John Gotti, he talks about him being a boss and him handling things certain ways and there being an order to chaos. So that's basically what's happening now in the streets. Is there's no more kingpins, so it's everybody's just running wild. So that's what the lesser of two evils is. Did we, make it worse for people because everybody's just running wild with all the kingpins locked up? And the second part of that is people, like I've talked to people from all kinds of places and they say things like, I don't understand why you would risk your freedom, for this and this and that. And they don't understand that when you come from nothing, you basically don't have any freedom. You basically don't, like, some people don't understand it. Like, I'm not condoning that, but I understand it because I grew up in it. I come from it. So I understand the effect of people scamming and robbing and selling drugs. I understand all of these things because that's what I grew up in. And a lot of people that don't come from that, they don't understand that because they've always had things. Mm-hmm. So do y'all understand the concept of the lesser of the two evils? And do you understand why people do, certain things that they do? So who wants to go first?
I can go first. So I love gangster movies too. So I'm a big history buff. I actually got a chance to work on the set of BMF. And talking to Lil Meech, Big Meech's son, his total thing was to steer away from it and open a new avenue. But with him understanding what's at stake, he knows that he needs to do better for his future. And what I watched from all the gangster movies I compile on, there's one thing that their main focus was to provide for the ones they cared for. Yeah. It wasn't always about, well, it was about the money, but it was always to take care of their family. And I understood it because any one of us could have been in that situation and probably had to do the same thing just to get out of. And there was worse in the past before. So I definitely understand your point on John Gotti, even though I haven't seen the movie, but I understand.
You're freezing up, Chris. Anybody else want to go until you go?
So choosing the lesser of the two evils, I take it and you can apply that to any situation, even job situations. When you line up the pros and cons, where you're going to have pros to each and cons to each. So I guess you have to choose the lesser of the two that would be lesser for you. Is that what you're speaking of?
Would you say, K-Day?
The lesser of the two evils is it's evil into both of them. Right. So you just have to choose the lesser. Which one will be the lesser of the evil for you, or which one you're more comfortable with doing?
I mean, the lesser of the evil in general. So it's like it's going to affect everybody, but
right.
There's more order with some people. Like there's more order when there's a kingpin than everybody doing their own thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whichever one. So maybe I'm not understanding your question, T.
No, can you help her out?
Yeah. So, I think what's lacking out here is the OGs. We had that when we come from the same place, right? And we had we was around poverty, strife, opportunities weren't presented to all of us like they could have been. Me and you are an exception to the rule. But we seen others. We had other homies, other people that grew up around us who we think might have had the same opportunity as us. Because people will say, well, you had these opportunities, you had schooling, you had this, you could have chose this path, you could have chose that. And this person came from the same place you came from, and look what they're doing. Everybody's situation is different. I think what worked for us, which this generation lacks now, is positive role models, but also examples of what to be and what not to be.
Right.
Like keeping it real nowadays is being tough, a gangster, about it, a shooter, a stepper, a mover, but they ain't real people. Some people was built for that and some people not, right? You got everybody kind of wanting to be seen now, wanting to be the man, right? Wanting to be the it. And they competing with themselves, but also what other people is doing. Where we seen people, our friends, our older friends, locked up. We didn't want to do that. It was whack. We wanted to be fly, dress fly, get the cars, get the girls, whatever the case may be. We wanted to be on the scene, meaning we wanted to be out doing what we wanted to do, because that's what excitement was to us. Not being locked up, having somebody telling us what to do, or dying. A wake-up call for me came from when my best friend was killed. Look, when he was murdered, that was a young age for all of us. I just turned 30, coming from my 20s into my 30s, and having my best friend taken from me, who was with me every day, gave me a greater sense to want to live life. Because I'm like, damn, like, he was a part of me. So I'm like, a part of me died. And I didn't want to lose any more of myself. So I said, I have to be the best version of myself and live, explore so many different things, because it could be taken away from me just that quick. Right? That's the reason why I move the way I move. People say, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? It's the way I was brought up, the environment that I come from, not always telling everybody your business, not giving everybody an inside look on what you are, because at any given time, you could be a target, you could be got, you could be whatever. So if I move differently and don't put myself out there and put relationships out there, put my family out there, I don't got to worry about that. All I got to do is worry about myself. Right? So I think that's what makes us what we've become today, is positive reinforcements, not only in our own families, but also, to our friends and family. I mean, to our friends and also the younger youth. They can look to us and say, you know what? They're a prime example of they came from the same place we come from. They still down, right? They not lame. They not corny. They know what it is, but they went a different route, and they did it the smart way, the right way, instead of doing something for clout or for approval.
Right, but do you think the streets was better when there was kingpins out?
The streets was better when, yes, I think I wouldn't even say when kingpins. I would just say when there was order.
Right.
And what that looked like is, I guess, not so much kingpins, but the older generation who you seen who was doing it, but also safeguarding us. Like, you a ball player, right? You play ball. I play football. You play basketball. Coming up and around them times, if you had something going on for your life, the old heads was like, yo, they was trying to safeguard you from that. The streets. Right. No, youngin, don't do that. No, that's the youngin. Leave him alone. He ain't into that. Yeah, I mean, that nowadays don't even exist. Everybody just go for yours and get it how you get it. So I think the order was having that, I guess you would say, kingpin, who was controlling the area, controlling the block or whatever, protecting what it needed to protect, but also safeguarding you from that world as well, because they knew you had something going on for yourself.
T, could you read Ebony's comment? She wanted her comment read on that. I had to switch to my phone, so I can't even see
which
this
one
damn phone really. So
yeah, I read when Ebony said, when you come from nothing, people feel they don't have anything to lose. So I understand it, but it had become way more dangerous than before, because now it's hard to tell friends from foe.
Oh.
So true.
Chris made
So
a point.
true.
I'm gonna keep referring back to our special guest this evening. Chris made a point when he first came on. What he said, social media.
Mm-hmm.
Social media has become such a gift and a curse. It's bridged the gap for us in so many different ways, right? Positively, but also negatively, because it's giving these people a false sense of entitlement, a false sense of hope. They see and they're glamorized and by all this money that these rappers and these people of influence are flashing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't doing that, you ain't cool. If you ain't doing that, you ain't this. And everybody want to be something, right? Regardless if it's real or not. And social media has given us an insight onto everybody's life. So that's where it took away the need to listen to people like me and T, the old heads, the people that's been through it, seen it firsthand, lived it, survived it, and trying to give game. They not listening to that. They listening to the people that's fronting, the people that's faking it till they make it, or make it look like they making it. We glamorized by all this glitz and glamour when instead we should be focusing on what real life look like.
Right.
I agree.
If
What you
y'all
think?
notice, there's
Coming from
certain.
the same situation,
Um,
what's your thoughts?
oh, my bad. I ain't know.
Go ahead,
But
Julian.
I was
So
gonna
what
say
now?
if y'all notice on Instagram or either just on social media wise, you notice there's certain people that are very higher financially, and they'll never be on social media at all. Never be on it.
Exactly.
Jay-Z, Michael Jordan, these top people in the world, they will never be on it because they understand what it does, not only to them, but how much it controls the world right now. And they just stay out of it.
Mm-hmm. Keep a private life off of social media.
But y'all say that, but then when a person don't put their private life on there, y'all question them as if they
Mm,
hiding something. Like, how come you don't
that too.
post your relationship? How come you don't post your family? Like it's
Hmm.
almost taboo if you ain't posting your relationship. Like you almost looked upon as you doing something wrong because you ain't categorizing who you laying with
Hmm.
or who your family is. It no. When you come from
But
where
they
you
will
come
come to
from, they
that
already you
understanding,
tore
I'm
from a
sure, together before
huh?
they do that. The couple come to that understanding together. Okay, we are not going to, like they have that understanding. I mean, that's when the understanding come in because you don't. I mean, you shouldn't have your personal business on social media because that's one thing I can say. The whole time I was going through my dilemma in my marriage, nobody knew because it wasn't their business.
That's that's easy to say. Like that's cool to say that, but what's the first thing we do when we looking for somebody, searching somebody, inquiring about somebody? We go to their pictures. We try to see what we try to see what they got going on. We try to see
Mm-hmm.
who they posting in their pictures. We trying to see who liking their comments. We trying to see who commenting the most and who getting
Hmm.
comments back from this other person. Like why? Because we are enamored by what we want to believe to be the case. We
Hmm.
want to see into their private life, but then when they don't post their private life, then it's almost like they hiding something. And why? Like why social media even a prerequisite nowadays? It's like almost like in order to sign up for life, you gotta you come with a social media.
Yes.
Like in order for you to be a real person in life, you gotta like be attached to social media. Like that, like if you don't got a social media, you looked upon as being weird or you hiding something, or you're not a real person, or you catfishing or whatever. Like where did social media become the end all be all of life?
I know. I agree. I agree. Now, whoa, wait a minute. Now, if y'all talking about me, hold back up. Whoop. I do it for a living. God dang. But
Nobody's
other
talking
than
about you,
that,
Pedro.
Christopher can tell you, I do not have the time. And when he mentioned about Jay-Z and all that, he's right. You're not gonna see them on there because the busier you get, you really don't. have time to go on there. I mean, when I saw that about my friend who passed away, that had happened days before. Because again, I don't be on social media the way people think. I be on social media. It's business for me. And Chris can tell you that if it's not a way that it's going to benefit me business wise or something, I do not be on that computer. I'm always, him and Lil Joe Bo can tell you, my head is always down on the computer or the phone, but it's always down with planning or something.
All right, people, what's your thoughts in the comments? Do y'all understand, what's going on? Why
Let's
things
read
are
Lil Joe
going on?
comment.
Which one?
Lil Joe said the true OGs hide in plain sight.
That's
Therefore,
true.
the lessers of two evils. They give back to the community, help improve, yet still walking a thin line.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm. They hide in plain sight because they ain't afraid.
I don't know, man. It's just chaotic. It's just chaotic on our part of town. It's chaotic because there's no order.
It is.
There's no order in these streets.
But now, see, now y'all talking a language I don't know. So y'all, what?
You don't watch the news
or something?
You don't watch the news?
Huh?
You don't watch the news?
Watch who?
The news.
No.
Katie don't watch nothing. She don't watch TV. She don't watch. She don't watch the news.
But you live in a place. You frequent a place. You lay your head in a place that.
I mean, I
crime written as well.
Here during the morning time, I hear the local news, and I'll get the news breaks over my phone for this area. I hear the local news like. I informed Chris about just around the corner. They found a man dead, shot to death on the sidewalk. That's on the street that we frequently drive on. They didn't even know it. So yeah, I do hear bits and pieces of local news. But y'all, I told you the World Series. I'm living right here and didn't realize they had won.
All right, KD. What I'm trying to say is when I was growing up, when we was growing up. There was OGs and there was kingpins and there was an order in the streets. People wasn't just getting killed left and right for nothing. Like if somebody got killed, it was for a reason. So now that they locked up all the kingpins and a lot of the old heads is locked up, or they might have died by now, that these kids is running out of control because there's no order in the streets.
That's right. You know what? Now that I really understand your question. A friend that and associate, I guess you would say, I don't know him in person or anything like that. OG Mac, I met him through someone else, but he's what supposedly like the OG. He calls himself OG Mac Drama, and Mac do have I guess among that community when I was writing this book with LJ, I met him through her. He's her godson or something. But he was speaking that he said these kids are out here in the street pretending to be like this and that, like they are in charge of things when they have no clue what is truly going on.
Right.
And they are playing with fire is what they're doing because the true OGs do exist out there.
Right. So does everybody want to blame this all on social? I don't blame this completely, like on social media. It plays a part, but I don't think it's
blame it all on social media either.
Yeah, I don't think
it's got to be the person. They got to have control of themselves.
I don't think it's completely a social media thing.
It's a get it how you get it like world out here, bro. It's like so they feel like they so oppressed that they ain't got it. They gotta go out here and get it. Like it's survival tactics. It's street cred. It's wanting to be something. There's a lot of factors that go into that, man. Like you said before, we used to never seen kids and women getting killed. Like that's normal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Kids is killing kids and little girls is getting killed and women is getting killed. Like you've never seen that. And if you heard about killings back in the day, it was at night. It was never in the day. Like that was like crazy to see somebody get killed in the daytime.
Right.
Now it's just you turn on TV, it's common news.
This is crazy. So now, would you think things would change if some of them got, released from jail?
No.
Like
And the
people,
reason why I say this,
look, like people like Big U and things of that nature. Like if more of those kind of people were released from jail, do you think the streets would be better?
no. The reason why is because the streets view them as old news. They are past what's going on now. And what happened is, if you look at Big U, if you look at WAC 100, they conforming. They actually is joining the circus instead of creating their own lane. They are joining in because you know why they see it. This is the opportunity for me now to become part of the new culture. This is a way for me to get a bag. This is a way for me now to be looked upon as being cool. My time has passed, but I can't allow myself to just fade into the sunset. I gotta still be relevant. And they get with the new wave instead of trying to coach the new wave and trying to be the voice of understanding and reason of what could lead to this. 40 years in jail when you coming out when you 70.
Right.
Who want to spend when you go in jail and you 17, 19, 22 and you come out and you 54 and you 70 coming out and you don't know nothing about the world.
Right.
That's what's going on now. Like, and I think that's where even if you allow these OGs to come out or these kingpin or these street dudes that was back then, they so lost that they trying to figure a way to get back into society, and they just going with was trending.
So as youngsters coming up, what was the main thing that kept you out of that? Like that kept you out of the game?
Saying I like just knowing what could come from that, right? Like just knowing, damn, I got my big homie who 2 years older than me doing 3 years in jail, 5 years in jail, his whole teenage life. He locked up. He don't come home until he 25. He going back again 6 months later. Just the mere fact of I can't do what I want. Like that always played on my mind. Not getting up. Like I enjoy we don't know what it is to be able to be free until we're not free no more. That shit's a totally different world. Just being able to get up, brushing your teeth, taking a piss, taking a shit, walking outside, doing whatever you want to do. And when that changes, that can change in an instant. And you can go to being free to somebody telling you you can use the bathroom, or somebody telling you it's time to take a shower, or somebody telling you can now come out and watch TV for an hour. No.
But
Or somebody coming to visit you every 6 months. I want to jump in my car and go check my chick. I don't want her to come up whenever she can.
But do you understand that mindset?
Yes. I understand the mindset of getting it how you live. That's why I hustle hard now to this day. My hustle is a little different, right? Coming from where we came from gave me that mentality of I gotta go out here and get it. And if I don't go out here and get it, then I ain't gonna have, right? But getting it for me is being a hustler, creating my own opportunities, creating my own businesses, right? Working hard, being something of substance, because I don't want to have to look over my shoulder, worrying about if the cops who get behind me gonna pull me over, or worry about me driving down the street and somebody shooting my car up, right? I ain't gotta worry about that. Now, I could get carjacked, somebody could shoot me randomly, but I ain't got no beef with nobody.
KD, do you understand it?
I do. Okay. I can come off of this now. I was actually about to ask my nephew, Christopher, to tell them because where we live is West End, and we know that
You
West
on the
End
Western
is
Mall, that shit crazy over there.
right. So, Christopher, can you tell them how did you stay on the right path when, of course, our street that we're on, everybody's like family, but it's what surrounds it. But how did you stay on the right path and become the young man who has graduated, got a master's degree, and paid for it as you went to school, but avoided all of this trouble that you live inside of. So he chose the lesser of the two evils, if you could put an evil into that.
I would say it like this. I had a front row seat of it going to Booker T. Washington High School and Silver Hills Middle School before everything got rebuilt, and looking at either good friends of mine or classmates, selling weed or selling dope, whatever they had to do. I all I remember was I had to come back home to one meal. That was always in the back of my mind. And if I came home different than the way I left the house, I'm in trouble. So my mentality was come back the same way I left out. And my grandmother, who's probably asleep right now, either arguing with her husband about turning off the TV. She would have me go to church every Sunday, but outside of my mom and my grandmother, I would be playing up the street with my homeboys who would play basketball, football, or either me. I started getting interested in playing sports in my school, so that kept me out of doing things I didn't need to be doing. Also, being a soccer player, a chorus student, I try to get myself involved as much as extracurricular activities outside of my grade schools. And I made sure that whatever I did, I was back home one piece safe and sound, regardless of what I was going through mentally. My goal was to make it back home and be ready to go another day and keep doing what I'm doing, regardless of what they want me to do. Like I've had people that try to initiate me into a gang or either try to get me into a gang culture, a drug group, or whatever it was, and I just said, no, I can't do that. And I could do that, but where's it going to benefit me in the end? Am I going to be dead or am I going to be in jail? So I decided to stay out of that way and focus on what I needed and wanted to do.
That's zone 4, right?
All day. Zone 4.
That's zone 4 Tetris.
And I was thankful to have a classmate like Monty met him, Quidwan Center. He helped me understand what was it like being on that side of town because Booker Washington's right in literally about a minute away from the bluff because he stays off of Simpson Road. So understanding that mentality, but how to differentiate around it, and then understanding because I remember literally about 5 months before the pandemic, I met Big Boy from Outkast, and I told him he was always an inspiration to me as a child growing up. And seeing how, even though he talked about the drugs and dope gang and all that, but his mentality was to get out of it and provide a better mental understanding of what he needed to do for himself as he became bigger and bigger. And I kind of go off what he tells me to when I first met him.
Solid. All right, now I guess we can wrap up. It's been almost 3 hours. Almost 3 hours of craziness. Almost 3 hours of craziness, people.
But this what makes Sunday Night Wind Down so special, man. We go for so long, and we are so controversial and entertaining at the same time. But before we get out of here, let's do our sports 6 at 6 before we get up out of here. So shout outs to everybody in Atlanta. The Falcons finally won a game. They beat the Carolina Panthers 29-21.
They almost lost that game too.
The Buffalo Bills lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the last minute, 33-27. For my Dallas Cowboy fans out there, Dallas beat the Washington football team 27-20.
Y'all was cooking. Y'all was cooking them. Why did that game get so close, man?
Man, they let their foot up off the pedal and they start relaxing, which we can't do. The Philadelphia, if you're looking for the Philadelphia Eagles, they didn't play this week. They were on a bye.
Mm-hmm.
And the game that's going on tonight is the Chicago Bears are in the front in the lead over the Packers, Green Bay Packers, 24-14.
Wait, you
So that's
forgot
the
my
success.
you forgot my Browns one.
Oh, and we can't forget the Browns pulled out a late win. Well, they came from behind to beat the Ravens 24-22 with Lamar Jackson being carted off the field with an apparent injury that looks to be severe. So prayers going out to him. And if you are in the Tennessee area, we got some Tennessee Titan fans here. And people that live in Tennessee, this is going to be a good one for y'all. Y'all beat up on the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-0. So that's the sports scores from in and around the neighborhood. Also, entertainment-wise, don't forget to check out those series that we talked about earlier. Sex in the City. He's very passionate about that. Ladies, go check out the series Harlem. That's a great one. And also, we talked about this for the past 2 weeks. The House of Gucci. That's a good movie to go check out. And in a couple of weeks, the new Spider-Man movie will be coming out, which they say is probably going to be one of the best so far, bringing back all 3 of the Spider-Mans to conclude that series right there.
Let's see. Is Katie going to watch anything?
It's Christopher's fault. It is Christopher's fault. I wasn't feeling well today, and I asked him to make me a tea before the show, and I had this hot tea with.
See how she do you, Chris? See how she do you,
Chris? You see how she do you?
Yeah, she do you, Chris.
Detox. I had to detox, and it worked, Chris. I feel better.
You made her feel good, and she blamed you because she didn't watch those shows.
Thanks, Christopher and Ebony, because Ebony sent the drops. So thank you both, Christopher and Ebony. I feel better now.
That's how she did. What's up?
T.
What's up?
They playing with this raffle. T. Let them know about this raffle. T. I don't think they understand the severity of it. Like the
Sunday Night Wonder Christmas raffle is giving out 3 cash prizes. Plus, there will be other prizes that go along with those 3 cash prizes. If you want to get a raffle ticket, the tickets are $25. The raffle is going to close on Wednesday, so you have to get your raffle ticket up until Wednesday. It's going to close, and we're going to announce the winners on Sunday's show, our last show before Christmas, our Christmas show, where there will be a versus battle between the 2-time champ up there and Kenya Graves, who's, I don't know if she's still in the comments or if she checked out already because she has, some family things going on. But next Sunday night, the raffle is going down. Next Sunday night, December 19th, the raffle is going down. Get your raffle tickets. I'm going to throw my $25 in. I'm going to throw my $25 in the box just for y'all to have extra $25 in the cash.
Me too. We not going to win. Y'all going to win. We putting our money up.
Right.
Not only are you going to win a cash prize, but the person who wins the grand prize, the first place prize, will get 2 tickets to the city of their choice for this New Edition tour. You're going to go see New Edition. Get you 2 tickets, not one, not a half of one, 2. You and your partner, you and your girlfriend, you and your dog. 2 tickets to the city of your choice, and we're not putting you in the nosebleeds. You're going to be sitting right down there with them. Bobby Brown might throw some sweat on you. It might get that. It's going to get that intense.
Ew.
We got some prizes too that's going to be given out as well. So don't take this lightly. Get in this raffle. This is to benefit y'all, to say thank you for rocking with us all year here at Sunday Night Wind Down.
Thanks.
Y'all better get in there. I mean, I cannot share the video. Ladies, y'all better get in there and win that Christmas money.
Make sure y'all like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you can get the live notifications.
Ho. Hey, while we got my man on here now, right? Since we can't really be trusting Karen with the info. Sorry. Chris, we are inviting you to our sneakers show on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. if you are able to come.
Just pull up. Wednesday night we do tailor-made kicks.
It's a great show.
We're right in the middle of doing our top 100 sneakers of all time. That's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on this same channel. Subscribe to the channel. You'll get the live notification. Tailor-made kicks. We're in the middle of our top 100 sneakers. We're up to 50 through 75 right now. So Wednesday
I sent
night,
y'all a picture of Chris. I don't know what kind of sneakers those were, but I sent a picture of Chris through the comment. I just sent the whole picture.
We appreciate you. That's why we're inviting
But
him.
I don't know what kind they were.
they did.
Those were Air Max 270s I just bought.
X. So, we got Katie on the move on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe to her. Friday Night Lights. Tailor-made kicks on Wednesdays. We here, people. What's up? Plus, y'all gotta send us y'all topics. Send us y'all topics that y'all want us to discuss. Got Karen's Corner apparel over there. Send in y'all topics. Rewatch the show if you missed some of it. Put some comments on the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Follow the Sunday Night Wind Down on Facebook. I still post updates on there for people, and we're gonna keep it pushing. What's up? What's up, people? What's
Check
up?
it out too. Now was a great time to get. I know y'all looking for Christmas gifts. You might not can't find a PlayStation 5 in stock. You might can't find an Xbox in stock. You might can't find a Tickle Me Elmo in stock. I don't know what you're looking for. You might have been trying to get the Jordan 11s, the cool grays, and you might struck out with them, right? One thing you will not strike out with is these amazing gift gifts. One More Kiss. Those are in stock. You can get tons of them. You can give those out as gifts, stocking stuffers. Give everybody in your family one. It's a great read. Karen D. Neal also has a plethora of books as well on Amazon. You can go there and shop.
And Sunday Night Wind Down shirts.
Sunday Night Wind Down shirts. Karen's Corner shirts. Friday Night Light shirts. Kenya Graves is also an author. You can shop her page. We got so many great gift ideas for this upcoming holiday season. Shop with your people. Shop with your folks. If you can't find a PlayStation 5, don't worry about it. One More Kiss is even better. You dig? If you can't find all the other things that you've been looking for, Amazon has all these great authors, all these great products that you see in front of you each and every week, which is us here as a family. If you ain't supporting your family like we support each other, something's wrong. You're doing something wrong. All right.
Yeah.
So
and if y'all need some jewelry, tell them about the jewelry. We got all.
We also got people that's selling paparazzi. Look, I buys it. I got my gift right here wrapped. They sent this gift right here. I bought something from somebody, put it in this nice, beautiful wrapping paper. I'm gonna put the gift right under the Christmas tree for my mom. I got her something nice and husky. It's the paparazzi. We got a number of different paparazzi individuals in our comments and our group at Friday Night Lights. Shop paparazzi. These ladies have amazing $5 jewelry that they can get to you in time for you to get gift giving needs. Everybody can have a great Christmas. Everybody can get what they want. Everybody can look fly. You dig?
Thanks.
Also, your host, I wear a 9.5. Your
8.5.
host wears the 8.5. Your other host down there don't care. But if you're looking to get us gifts, that's what we wear. Check us out on Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock.
I like socks too. I take socks.
Socks and shoestring.
Y'all notice I am not asking for gifts. Y'all notice that?
If y'all looking to get your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your daughter, your son a gift and you don't know what to get, check us out on 8 o'clock on Wednesday nights. We got so many different sneakers that we highlight that's coming out that you can get you plugged right up in and get you right under the Christmas tree, and your kids going to love you. Your husband going to love you. Your boyfriend love you. Your wife going to love you. Everything. Be straight.
And you can also learn something. I'm here to educate.
Yeah, KD, you've learned a lot in these past couple of weeks, right?
I've learned quite a bit.
Thank
I have. I can't say I haven't.
All right. So before we get out of here, we got to
learned.
do what we've been doing from the start. Is our standing 8 count. The standing 8 count this week will highlight one of our very own Kenya Graves and her family. Their situation that they're going through right now. We want to make sure we send our prayers out there We want to put that positive energy in the air. We want to wrap our arms around them. Also, the victims of that nasty storm that rolled through the South, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama area. We're going to pray for them as they continue to go through their rebuild, and also finding hopefully some survivors out there. So without further ado, let's do the standing 8 count.
Let's go. All right.
All right. Remember,
All right.
love yourself, love each other, and put God first.
Send in y'all topic requests. We talk about each and everything. Don't be shy. Let us know what it is. Hit us up. Hit up one of our inboxes. We out of here, people.
Don't forget to like, people. Like this video.
See y'all next
Bye-bye.
week for that battle. Battle of the
Versus,
sexes coming to an end. We're going to take this crown, or either crown going to be won by me, or we're going to crown a new champion.
Thanks. Kenya, what up? We out of here.